phone booth with a kid, and I was like, oh, now you're screwed, lady.
And also, you're screwed. Everyone's screwed.
I love the
Lancashire.
no, not the
Turning
horse.
the audio
I want
back
the-
on. That I
the
only
damn
turn
donkey.
on once every other week. I play this game completely muted.
Yeah, I mostly do. I don't have the music at least.
It's time to run all my shows.
Damn it! It's like a. Yeah, no, damn it. I want the stupid donkey sound.
You want a donkey sound?
No, a specific donkey sound.
Why do you want a donkey sound?
Hold on.
Pour some donkey on me in the name of love. God, my map is a mess. 'Cause it shows all the objectives, but this Baron, we have so many quests right now in the Barrens that my entire map's just covered in objectives. This is unhelpful feedback, as it turns out.
Okay, getting everything ready. And
Always gotta remind myself how to play this character. It's been 2 weeks.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
that's kind of my problem too.
Yeah, it's been 2 weeks since we played this game.
It has.
Blah, 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 blah. My Paladin is level 25.
Is he really?
Yep,
Oh no.
slowly chipping away. Slow progress, solo. So what would you like to do first, Lanker, son of Lanker?
What? What does that even mean?
We could go to Wailing Caverns, just because
We
like
could
the
do-
entrance to Wailing Caverns has like Serpent Bloom and that one booze. So let's
Oh
go.
God,
Let's
someone
go.
sent me a mail.
Let's go get that
quite-
booze and
I am
that
quite proud
the
of the
Serpent
effort you put
Bloom.
into training.
What?
Into training given to you thus far, you should feel proud to have become one with the claw. More such lessons will be given.
Oh, like
the
a
next of your
like a quest
lessons-
reward?
No, it's just a letter some guy sent.
Are you sure it's
When
not a
you're
quest
ready-
reward one?
Oh, it's telling me when I reach level 14, I should talk to that guy in Thunder Bluff. Okay. Thanks, dude. It
Okay.
was sent to me 9 days ago.
Oh, that's weird.
Um,
You weren't. Were you playing 9 days ago?
No.
Yeah. So does a person?
Mm.
Is someone trying to send you a role play message about how you should play the game?
That was a mistake because
them
I totally
backseat
read it.
gamings.
didn't read
The
it.
gamings of the
In
back
fact.
seat. Turtle power.
What you want?
Come to
What you
me,
gonna do?
Andrew.
Where are you?
I'm going to Wailing Caverns. Because,
Oh,
like,
shit.
not to actually do the dungeon necessarily, but that's where, like, several objectives are. Is this, like, I think this is Wailing Caverns. Is this cave?
I'm a running.
Is that dead guy still here? He's probably still here.
What? What dead guy?
The guy's grave. That's in the
Who?
Barrens. It's probably here because it's classic WoW. One of these
Oh.
mountaintops has someone's grave on it.
Spooky.
There's like a developer that died right before the game came out. He
What a
never
shitty
got
time
to
to die.
see how successful the game was or whatevs.
What if you would have hated it?
Oh,
What if
that's
he was like, oh my god, this is everything I didn't want WoW to become?
It might be it might be that on that other peak I'm seeing over here.
Do you see a tombstone on a peak?
There's there's a body laying on a thing and it's like glowing. Yeah.
Isn't there a ghost up there?
Yeah, that's the thing is if you visit it when you're dead, then you see a ghost. That shows
spooky.
that's the person. If you visit there when you're alive, it's just a corpse or a grave or something.
Do you think they had to get permission from the family to do that?
Maybe.
Huh.
Presumably. I don't know.
I didn't know if it was like the Disney thing where Disney just owns the face of everybody who's ever
Oh
like,
Jesus.
signed a contract with them.
I don't know. That's pre-Activision Blizzard. I don't know if they were that shitty yet.
I mean, you act like Blizzard wasn't a shitty company prior to Activision showing up. Like,
I
that's
mean,
not...
Activision helped.
No, it was pretty much like two friends in college meeting each other and go and just shaking hands. Like it wasn't. No one taught anybody anything. They were both bad. It was just scum meeting scum in the battlefield called capitalism. Like, I thought there was a
I
fucking
like
dead
the way
body up
you
here. I
ruin
was
people. I like
ruined.
the way you ruin people. Let's make out.
It's like that meme
Oh
picture
fuck,
where they
these
have
guys
two
are
really buff
elites.
guys shaking hands.
Oh god, they're all elites. We're doomed.
I love that. And then it's just like Blizzard, Activision, and in the center it says screwing over consumers.
Yay. Sounds hot.
You know what I love? I keep seeing on Twitter, the Overwatch Twitter keeps posting stuff with Jeff, like excited about Overwatch 2, and, and fucking poor Jeff is over there like, yeah, Overwatch 2 has some features in it that are good. Like, Jeff, is this game even done? It's just
No.
like he has nothing to say about the game.
I was really disappointed because like I thought the upcoming announcement.
No, the
I
game's not gonna come out.
yeah, I thought it was gonna be out in like 3 months when they're talking about it. Because
No,
otherwise it
they're
feels so
like,
worthless to bring up. But
well,
instead
no, it
it's
doesn't.
instead
I
it's
mean,
like it's gonna come out an eternity from now and it'll have some also I kept
yeah.
hearing news about there potentially only being like one level in it. I'm like, the fuck?
Oh, one PvE level?
Yeah, I'm like, but it's supposed to shouldn't have a whole campaign, isn't that the point?
No.
So I'm so
It's just gonna have the. I mean, it'll have the currently existing PvE available at all times to play, probably, except for holiday event ones, like Junkenstein's Revenge. Probably you can't do unless it's Halloween.
I'm being eaten. Ouchies. 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 Big ouchies. Yeah, I don't know how we're gonna do this. They're all elites. Oh yeah, you're the tank. What the fuck are you doing?
I haven't played this character. In
Watching
2
me
weeks.
die.
No, I was attacking. Just I couldn't pull aggro off of you
Yeah,
because I wasn't a bear.
Yeah, that's the whole point. You crazy. You crazy. You crazy.
It's been a while.
Oh shit.
Oh god. Where did
Scary
this come
snake.
from?
Oh, there's a stealth raptor over there too. Careful. Says I, the stealth raptor.
It's Deviate Raptor.
Deviate.
Very much. Deviate.
Deviate. The deviate rap. It's a deviated septum raptor.
Ew. Yeah. I don't know. I do feel bad. There's like I see a lot of people. I've also seen some tweets from developers of
Oh shit.
the game, and they're like, "We're so excited about Overwatch 2,
Oh
but
no,
there's
careful, you're
nothing
gonna aggro
to tell."
something. Oh no.
That's
We're all gonna die
As long
down
as it's
here.
not the Deviate,
The sneaky. They're all deviates. Everything in this case is deviate.
but it's not invisible.
I guess.
I will say I am kind of excited about Diablo though. Diablo looks fun.
Nah.
It's the same old, but at least they
You're gonna-
added a
you're just
Nordic
gonna-
druid.
You're just gonna click a bit, and some numbers go up sometimes. And click, 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 click.
The joke's on you. I'm gonna turn off all the numbers.
Oh my god! So it's even more boring, or?
Yes. I want to be so bored. I don't know. I'm kind of invested in the story. I like the story.
I feel like you gotta be clipping on your end.
Am I clipping?
Yeah, you seem almost distorted because of how like heavy your audio's
Oh,
coming
really?
in. Yeah.
Oh, my microphone's not even. Oh, wait. Hold on. My microphone wasn't even coming in on my stream, so it's okay.
You weren't broadcasting your audio at all.
I guess not.
Nailed it. We're all very
So
proud
I'm
of you.
just going hanky all over the place. Dropping frames, probably because of WoW. Give me a second.
How do you even do this objective exactly?
I don't know, but I'm gonna back up because I'm about to get hit.
About to get
All right.
swatted.
Swatted. Yeah, I don't know why my microphone would be so high. Let me do the only thing I know how to do. Windows key, audio, settings.
Were you just way up in it?
I
So I was like,
know,
dear lord, I have you like 40% adjusted, and it's like powerful.
How does that sound? Does that sound better?
Yeah, let me turn you up a bit. You sound
Okay.
clearer now.
Perfect. Yay. We're back.
There we go.
Clarity. We're back.
There we go. So, one of the upsides of playing as my Alliance character is that there's people on that server I know that have like a bunch of 60s and shit on that server already.
Yeah.
So like my brother just came out and just bought me a new weapon at the auction house, and I'm like, shit. It's like suddenly I went from having like a green weapon from 4 levels ago to a current level blue. So the weapon DPS was like twice as fucking high, and it was ridiculous.
God damn.
It's a hard life.
Nice.
It's a hard life trying to have loot in this game. Like it can be really hard to actually sustain yourself in any real way. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like you're just like Jesus Christ. I don't get the drops, so I just suck forever. And I felt like the 1%, because there was a horde that was chasing me at one point, and I just awkwardly ran straight past them on the road, and he didn't react at first. And without turning around as my character model, I turned my camera around while I was running forward still, and I saw him turn around and start chasing me. Like, I don't know if he just didn't see me at first, or if he was trying to sneak up on me for cheap moves or whatever, but I'm 25 and he's 29, so I'm like, oh shit. This guy scared the shit out of me.
Also, he's a really high level.
Oh,
and
shit.
Also, I have no health.
Ah.
Thank you.
But he was level 29, level 29 warrior, I'm level 25 paladin, and I'm like, I shouldn't do this fight if I can avoid it, you know? But he's chasing me, and I coincidentally walked directly into an allied, even higher, like level 32 gnome warrior, so he's totally fucked. And I'm like, yes. Fuck, he still took so much damage to you.
Why are people in the looking for group talking about them politics?
I don't know, but he just stunned us, and that was bad. Shit.
I'm totally. Yeah, we are dead. I don't think we can do this.
Oh, I wasn't even using my totems. Whoops.
See, it's been a while.
It's been a while since I've been competent at games. It's been a while.
Yeah.
Stop fucking stunning me, Jesus.
You can do it, I believe in you.
Dirty hacker boy. Die.
Clearly.
I want to die. There we go.
He's a
Jesus
bot.
Christ. That was a thing. I can revive you now with Ancestral Spirit. Well, I need way more mana. Need additional mana. Oh shit. There's a spooky raptor coming in.
Excuse me, that's a very spooky raptor.
There's a spooky raptor. He coming in. Oh, we got you first. We did it.
Who did? Oh god.
Yeah,
Who's that?
we have received a priest. He's here.
It's the person from last time.
They have a Riva Dare cheat. I feel like we're not doing an objective right now. I haven't made any progress. I think it was a mistake to follow this quest.
Yeah, I don't know what you talking about. What quest we even
Oh,
doing?
oh wait, no, we got 99.
Thieves?
We did it. We got 99-year-old port. It was him. He was the one.
I didn't get nothing.
It was loot the goblin.
Thought I looted him. Did I not loot him?
Do you not have?
Wait,
do you not have this
quest is this?
shit? Do you not have this quest? No, you didn't have the quest. We gotta wait for him to respawn, or not.
I was like, what?
Damn it. We could have gotten the port.
Oh, my bad. Oh yes, respawn locations. Let's get his ass.
Well,
then.
shit.
Let's turn his ass into outside
Updating
asses.
text information. Blah blah blah. There we go. There's 3 spawn locations in this cave. Jesus.
Oh my god.
That'll be an experience. Are these guys supposed to drop serpent bloom?
Wait, what? What do you mean? Are they supposed to drop servant blood?
Wow, that's a lot of qualifications that person had to do. He's made it 3.5 years in office without a sex scandal going forward.
Wait,
as opposed
what?
to all those past sex scandals, which are real. It's chat being baffling in the game, the looking for group.
Oh.
They're arguing about Epstein. This is the whole thing.
Epstein didn't kill himself.
Yeah.
Get out of here. Look, if Epstein committed a crime that someone wanted to fix, they would have not killed him.
That was such a swag ass move though, with like the guy that was talking about like firefighters or whatever on Fox News, and then he just finished the sentence with those words.
Oh yeah.
I was like,
and Epstein didn't come. Did you see the ABC reporter?
and
That's like
the
yeah,
fucking thing is just like ha 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 ha, yes, ha 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 ha, goodbye.
Yeah.
Must escape this
There's-
conversation.
Well, Fox is kind of like it's like this weird propaganda machine that when anything goes wrong, like everyone knows it does, but they don't know what the
just
outcome will be
collapse.
for it. Like, will the president get mad at them for having this guy on? Will he stop using them as the go-to channel? This may destroy them as a company. You know, here's the thing.
It would be incredible
Here-
if Fox News was declared fake news and then it just became a fake news Ouroboros that consumes itself, where there literally isn't any option that he deems
Look.
willing that appropriate.
I'm gonna be honest here. There's a really telltale sign to know that Fox News is garbage, like literally hot fucking trash, and that's because Disney bought all of Fox except for fucking them. They wanted nothing to do with that thing.
That was definitely funny.
And that tells me only one reason is because
All these
even
skinning
Disney
options.
couldn't fix Fox, which is impressive. Disney as a company literally has some really, really bad history in itself. Song of the South being one of them. And somehow it said Fox News, unrecoverable. Can't fix it. Like,
Bam. The the way the story went though is that like I happened to walk directly into a higher level warrior right when the other warrior was chasing me, which was just why is that enemy run away specifically? They're acting like humans.
come the fuck
That's
on.
freaky.
No, they're just trying.
If
They
the
just try to
correlate-
get you.
The
in
coiler,
trouble.
yeah, but
Look at it.
it's
Now it's coming
weird.
back. What a dumbass.
When humanoids
You
do that,
should've
they run towards something and then they'll aggro those things at you. It's a little weird that
it
these
better?
guys just don't. No, cloth is not better for you.
Oh, it's taking a second to figure out which one was which.
Yeah. But so I'm running from the warrior that's higher than me, only to run directly into a warrior on my team that's even higher than both of us. It's ridiculous. So it was like instant karma in a great way. But what happens? I did like a half an hour questing, and then the same dude showed up again.
Oh no.
And he was trying to gank me. Okay, you have
Oh, no.
you have 4 aggro. This is bad.
Oh,
This is bad.
no. Hold on.
Oh no. This is where I die.
No, we'll be fine.
Will we though? There's also a surprise undead warlock here.
I'm gonna stop running.
Oh
Die.
boy. Oh boy.
Get this deviate creeper. Get this boy. Take this boy down. Take the skull boy.
Trying to heal you.
Yeah, it's fine. I'll keep his occupation on me. Oh no, Rodus is dead. Oh shit.
Yeah.
Wait a second. Artemis Prime.
Oh god. Everything's bad.
It's okay.
Please take
I'm moving
aggro.
on.
Please take aggro. Please.
Yes, Sorry. Wait, hold on. There we go.
I don't think this guy even has mana. He's just wanding.
It's okay. We got it. We got this.
Gah. Gah.
He's on me. All right. We pulled through.
So the dude tries to
Thanks
gank.
to-
Dude tries to gank me, and we're actually like kind of 1-to-1 on health, which is surprising, because that means that once I get low on health, I just bubble myself and heal myself because I'm playing as a fucking because I'm playing as a paladin, so I can just bubble and heal, and he can't because he's a fucking warrior, and so he gets to just slowly get obliterated by me, a paladin 4 levels lower than him. And so like, that was the continuation of the story when I talked about feeling like the 1% and all that. How do I click on him? God damn it! Oh, he's already back. That's why I couldn't level him, revive him. So what happened is that yeah, like that's what happens when I'm given like a blue weapon that's my level. Is that like some guy trying to gank me that's 4 levels higher than me just melts. They don't stand a chance, and they were never ready for that problem. It's like, oh god, he's geared. I was accidentally like a twink, basically.
Oh, wait,
What?
there's Serpent Bloom here, by the way.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, there it is. Oh, that's what it looks like.
Apparently.
Oh. I completely missed that. Or have we not seen one yet? I think we maybe
I
haven't
don't
seen
think-
one before.
Yeah. I don't
Shit,
think
this
we've
quest
seen one.
might be a pain in the ass.
I mean, yeah.
I don't know
there's
how
a lot of us
realistic
that
it is to
need-
do this quest. I think you normally very slowly pick like 10 of
Oh.
them over the course of the entire instance or something.
Further down, further down, further.
But the guy with the booze is just kind of hanging.
Somewhere.
Yeah, but we killed him without you having the quest, which is a whoopsie.
That's okay.
Big whoopsums.
I live for big whoopsums.
Yeah. Just means we have to grind for longer.
What does that even mean? I mean, yeah, sure, Frank, you can kiss me all you want if you come in the game and make a character and kiss me.
Yeah, that felt completely ridiculous though. Like he should have had such a ridiculous level advantage, and he didn't stand a chance. Like it would have been close if we were both warriors, because our health was like neck and neck, without me doing a
There's another
single heal. And of course, that's not the
serpent
real. That's not the full image.
Yeah.
It's like he was so fucking boned. It's like
It's-
I got me a sugar daddy,
I mean, at the same time, though, like,
and my sugar
know,
daddy's my younger brother.
you should know better. You
What,
should-
to
you should
attack a paladin
always-
as a warrior?
No, well, that, but also you should always make sure to size up your. Oh my God, this ectoplasm. What is this, Ghostbusters? Yeah, you should always make sure to inspect if you can, or if not, at least be able to tell.
You can't inspect enemies, can you?
I thought there was.
I don't think you can.
Oh, okay. I couldn't remember. Sometimes I forget if you can inspect enemies.
That would be cheating.
I mean, not really.
No, I don't think there's a lot.
everyone can
I don't think you have a lot of tricks in that situation. Surprise!
Wait,
I
what?
he
Where did
cloned.
this one come from?
It says cloned, so he made it.
Where's-
Yeah,
stop.
I've gone the entire playthrough without getting ganked until I got to wetlands, where it's just non-stop ganking. There's just so many random horde running around. It's such a pain in the ass.
Non-stop
ganking. And in particular, at one point, I was filming my Q&A this weekend, and running around as that guy, and I got attacked by a horde of shamans that were all the same. They're all doing the same actions simultaneously because they're all one
well,
guy. They're all one guy
Yeah.
that's like multi-boxing.
Yeah.
So they would like
Random
they would all
fodder.
they would all cast the same attack at the same time, and then they'd all turn
God.
into, and then when the fight was over, they'd all do Ghost Wolf simultaneously. It was really eerie. And yeah, like one of them was in front, and two of them were perfectly silhouetted inside of each other because they're in follow mode on the first guy.
Could you imagine? Like, can you imagine that there could
The guy,
potentially be
guy
a
has to
bot
pay,
training
the guy has to
other
pay for
bots?
3 subscriptions.
Yeah. But honestly,
That's $45 a month.
yeah. But think about what he.
Assuming he even
Gets in
stops at
return.
3. He gets spite.
No, he sells these accounts. They're all accounts that he is farming to max level and then selling to people.
That could be.
That's what.
Some people just do it out of
Limited.
some people just do it out of spite.
I mean, you could. That's just a really expensive fight.
Well, it's like they just want it. Some people just don't want to solo, so they just have their own posse everywhere they go, which is a bit much, but yeah.
That's yeah. I mean, I can understand having like a buddy, but like literally duplicating a whole party is
Yeah.
like wait.
To some extent,
Especially because they're
WoW
all the
is,
same
like,
character.
yeah.
So
Well,
they can't do any.
that's the thing is he's doing it the easy way where he doesn't have to individually tell them what to do, because they'll just duplicate the same action at once. I've seen people
Well, yeah.
I've seen people multi-box different classes, but you have to actually manually control them all, and that's a bit more work. But I
not
guess
really. There's
it'll be like the game I played was the I think it's the Legend of the Dungeon Guardians or something. Like, you know, Legend of Grimrock, where the 4 party
Yeah.
members, but you just kind of click your attacks and stuff. I played one that was more of a menu-based combat system where you're clicking on a bunch of different moves while being locked into combat, so you can't square dance around them or anything. And in that one, it was WoW. It was just WoW. You had 4 characters that were from a larger pool of classes, and you very clearly had a tank character and a healer character and melee and range DPS options and stuff like that. And like their moves were named the same things, like Flash of Light versus like the normal healing spell, for example. So there's a fast and slow heal. There was a heal over time, like rejuvenation. The tank had like taunt and cleave and things like that. Just tricks like that. There's just a lot going on there. And it's like, so you were single-handedly running an entire WoW party from one perspective simultaneously, like during normal fights, basically. It was an experience. It made combat combat was a little exhausting because it was just a lot. But yeah,
get your serpent bloom.
You had to control them all at once. I don't know if they have the quest.
I've got herbalism. Oh, it requires herbalism 100. Not bad.
You're gonna have to step them up. You're gonna have to step your shit up. With your weak ass shit. Weak ass shit.
My bad. I'm a beginner herbalist.
Those are rookie numbers.
I'm at it's alchemy. I don't know what level alchemist I am. Or herbalist I am.
K tells you your stats.
Oh, there we go. I'm a level 50. Oh wait, no, I can't be a level 50 herbalist. That makes 0 sense.
Search your feelings. You know it to be true.
I've got 50 out of 90. Higher herbalist. No, that's skill. My skill level is not 50. That's pretty good. I don't know how I increase it.
Yeah, you've reached the herbalism level of a level 10.
Oh, that's herbalism 125. No.
Oh no.
Oh, look at these lurkers. They are deviant.
Hey, look, it's my audience. Deviant lurkers.
Deviant lurkers. Oh shit.
Oh, he's coming. Nest's coming. Oh, there's 2 of them. Shit. That's not good.
Yeah,
We're all going to die. Die, die, die. Death to us.
Attack the skull.
Going to die.
Nah, you'll be fine.
Ouchies, I'm being attacked.
These guys hurt. We're not attacking the same one.
So I only recently relearned a mechanic that's kind of important, which is that if you go to each capital city, you can learn new weapon skills.
Oh,
I completely forgot that mechanic existed.
yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, because I was gifted a blue polearm, and I was like, I'm a paladin. I can only use maces and 2-handed maces. Because as a human, I only had 1-handed and 2-handed mace skill, and that was it.
What am I to do?
So I was like, what do you mean? I can't use a polearm? And it's like, yeah, you can. You just have to go to all the weapon masters.
Did you not get the previous one? There was one back there for you. Did you not get it? Okay. Yeah, get that one. I'm gonna go get this one real quick.
It's an ectoplasm.
Can't wait to get the serpent bloom. Where'd it go? Did you grab it?
I don't know.
Yes.
I thought I saw where it was, but then saw it not be there anymore, and I wasn't sure what happened.
Still there.
Wah, wah.
No, the reason I was looking up sound effects was I had in my head the old Ed and Eddie sound effect.
Which one?
You know the one that's like, and then it's met by like horse sounds.
No.
It's really hard to imitate because I can't make the sound of a donkey, but it's like
did
it's
you
a
say to
donkey
me?
doing that like.
A donkey?
Yeah, okay, so Ed and Eddie has a lot of animal sounds as sound effects. And there's the I don't know what it is. It's like it's something and then it always leads into a donkey afterwards. And I can't remember exactly what the
Like the
No, it's like it's the sound of an animal going like and then you hear kind of thing. Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
It's really hard to describe, but in context, it makes so much sense. Like you would go,
Does
"Oh
it
yeah, I
though?
remember
Is that what
hearing
it
that."
does? It makes sense.
It does.
I don't
Dude,
believe
it makes
you though.
complete sense. Trust me. I was listening to
That's
a
a
soundboard and
mistake.
editing any sound effects, but there's a lot of them, so it's hard to find it.
And boys, you dare cross the son of a shepherd? I remember, Rolf.
I love editing it. It was really good. It was fun. I kind of miss. What? Oh, that's mail. I kind of miss episodic shows sometimes because I don't watch kids cartoons or American kids cartoons anymore. So like Japanese kids cartoons, besides Detective Conan, there's not really any other shows I watch that are just kind of nonsense every episode where it's like it doesn't really matter. It's just fun. Everything has a fucking structure and a story, and it's like, God, I don't care.
Yeah, I pretty much only watch stuff that has a continuous story.
Yeah.
Like
But
how
I
I just
like
got caught up on BoJack.
Oh, I think I'm a season behind.
I'm gonna die.
Yeah.
My heart.
Yeah. I think I think I struggled to get through the most recent season. I think I watched like an episode or two, and then I was like, oh no, I have to go back to this later because I don't like it.
Oh wow.
I think it was because BoJack is actually like I don't really like it when characters like BoJack change or get better.
Oh my god.
And I think the problem is that because BoJack is getting better, it becomes less interesting to me because I don't care about him being better.
You just
Like,
want to just self-sabotage indefinitely and then they run out of episodes.
No, it's mostly just like I became attached to the character because of his personality being self-defeating and destructive. So him not being that way doesn't make me go like, oh, I'm glad the character grew. It's like, well, now I just don't like him because it's not the character that I like.
Because if he grows and changes, then you're like, well, then why don't I?
Not really. It's more of just I don't think it's a problem because that's how the show exists. The show exists because he's a flawed character, and if he can fix his problems, then there's no longer a reason for the show. So
He never fixed his problems last season, though.
I don't know, because like in the beginning it seemed very like positive and everything was going relatively okay.
I mean, he literally spent the new season in rehab, so it clearly wasn't in a great place last season either.
No, last season was fine. This season I'm talking about, the most recent one.
I thought you said you were a season behind.
Yeah, this season. Because then this season just come out? Or is this... Wait, did a new season just come out?
Yeah, like this month.
Oh, okay. No, so then there's... Yeah, last season I haven't watched. Got it. Well, maybe I'm wrong. It's been so long I don't even remember now, so that's probably good. I don't know. There's just something that I remember I was being like, I don't want to watch this.
That's just your reaction to most media.
No, I like BoJack. I watched all the seasons.
This is literally a conversation about how you have it.
Well, I don't know what else to say. It's like BoJack there are parts of BoJack that I really like, which are I really love the character and how the world is built around his shitty personality. Like you can see all of these things are taking place because of his either inaction or action that leads to
Oh
bad
shit.
outcome. Oh fuck.
That's not
Yeah,
good.
go after the skull first. Let's get this devouring ectoplasm.
That is, but it's just gonna make a new one.
Oh, it's true. Yeah, get the
Probably
immediate
focus
stalker
this
then.
guy. He's also lower level.
That's true.
We're all gonna die. We're all
More
gonna die.
deeps. Yeah.
We require additional deeps. Fuck, we have a sting lash.
Yeah.
Oh, we're in bad place. We're in the upside down.
Come on, jackass. Turn around. Look
Oh
at me.
shit.
Fucking resist. Sorry, I gotta get rid of this guy. He's gonna kill Rodist otherwise.
I think I aggroed him. Oh no, there's another. Oh, the clone came out. Why did the clone come out?
Yeah.
Did we fight him too much? We did
'Cause
fight
I'm
him
trying
too
to
much.
kill-
Shit.
Yeah.
I thought they were trying to kill
There
the
you go.
stalker. This is confusing. I'm a gonna die. I'm a gonna die.
Oops, that was not the person.
Oh, is the stalker still not dead?
Sorry.
Our damage is so split.
I'm trying to focus on the stalker. Hold on. Okay, I pulled the ectoplasm.
Okay. Oh no. Stop it, Stinglash. Cut it out.
Okay, there we go. So now I have all the aggro.
Oh shit.
Now I will die.
Oh shit. There you go.
Ha.
I'm gonna
Take
die.
that, ectoplasm.
I'm about to lose my mind. Hey, random undead priest.
Thank you. This guy is clearly the most help.
You just,
Thank you.
Is he just gonna walk by? Yeah, he is.
Yep.
You son of a bitch.
I think he casted renew on me, so it's healing me over time.
Doesn't understand our struggle.
I mean, we did kind of put this on ourselves.
Yeah,
Also,
but
I'm a
that,
really shitty tank.
but he still could have helped more.
Man, generosity is not what the internet's known for.
Oh god. Gah. No, they did a really good episode recently of BoJack, where it's entirely about what the ramifications are of his actions throughout the episode, but he's not in the episode. So it's literally the ripple effects of his behavior through the other cast.
Didn't they already do that?
No.
Oh.
And in particular, this episode not only didn't have BoJack in it, it didn't have any of the 5 main characters in it.
Spooky.
It was entirely about the outcomes of the main supporting cast over the course of the show, as a result of what everyone's done.
Define supporting cast. Like, what do they define as a supporting cast? Or who do they define as supporting cast?
The actress from last season, the director from the first season that was directing Secretariat.
Gotcha.
Characters like that.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense then.
And
it's hard because BoJack has like so many fucking characters, and it's like, what is it?
Honeyhawk? Is that her name?
The daughter?
Honey.
Or the
yeah.
sister?
Hawk. What is her name?
Yeah,
Hollyhock. There we go. Yeah. So it's like Hollyhock, the director, and the actress, and a couple of other characters. It was a cool idea for an episode.
Yeah.
Because there was no Todd, no BoJack, no other 3 characters.
No other 3 characters. No peanut butter.
Yeah, there's no Mr.
Diana,
Peanut Butter, no Diana, and no Mrs. Honey Love Cakes girl.
What? Honey Love Cakes? This is Meow Meow?
Pretty Princess Kitty.
Yeah.
These names are difficult because they're like.
I think her name is just Princess.
Princess Meow Meow. That's not her name. Shit. Why did I just lose it? God damn it.
I don't know. I mean,
Mr. Peanut Butter is a little easier to remember because it's
is
hilarious.
It?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Oh,
I gotta drink. Hold on, I gotta do stuff. I need to do this.
You have to drink?
And this.
You have full energy.
And I need to get
Coward.
This. You this.
This is a hell of an objective to try too. Serpent Bloom is so hard to get this way. We should really just go back to the original spawn where the goblin's probably back anyway.
Sorry.
And then just cut our losses. This quest is not worth it. Oh god, you've aggroed more. Another one's coming too.
It's okay. It's okay.
Oh, we got them all. I catch them all.
Okay. What? Stop stunning. Come here. I'm not done with you. Okay. This is the one I'm fighting. That's the one I care about. Oh, hey.
That's
whoa,
not nice.
whoa. Could you hold up a minute? I'm not done. Princess Caroline.
Princess Carolyn, there we go. Jesus.
Thank you, common plebeian.
I think that's why it's even more confusing is that she's got like one of those like pet names, like Princess, but then her name is just a normal name. As opposed to Mr. Peanut Butter.
That's true.
It's like Princess.
fuck, Teams? I keep getting like, my phone freaks out, or not my phone, but specifically Microsoft Teams freaks out if you have a message sent to you and you don't answer it. It's like you have people waiting on you. Like, it's not mission critical. Just shut the fuck up.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't turn the notifications off because I need to actually have them. But there's no way to just say like, could you not be a jackass in my notifications?
No.
Yeah, no, it's just all or nothing. You either get the things you care about or you get nothing.
A lot of apps are designed to just make you keep coming back constantly, even if there's not something that important going on. Like, I don't like the fact that like Twitter, if you're not getting notifications from people and people aren't messaging you or reacting to you, but then it's like, well, some guy you follow tweeted this as like a push notification. It's like, fuck off.
Yeah,
I didn't. If I want to see, I'll open it.
Yeah. Well, you know, I mean, though, to be fair, social media websites do require you to go on them in order for them to profit.
Yeah. But just
so
all these,
kind of
but all
makes
these different
sense,
apps trying to message me. Like,
mean,
I will fucking open Imager when I feel like it. I'm not gonna like, wow, it's Kill Me Out Day.
Yeah. Unfortunately, it is one of those. It's one of those
Shut up,
things
Imager.
of, like,
Never show up as a notification.
Yeah.
I know I'm not getting notifications because I don't interact with the community in that website.
I was gonna say, do you need notifications on for?
Yeah, it's literally just trying to fucking notify me about how nothing's happening. Do you know there's more posts on Imager like there always is? Is what?
Like, I keep getting notifications like skip frames detected 34%. It's like
34%?
Yeah,
Is
is
that possible? 1/3 of the stream has been blank. That sounds not accurate, but I don't know.
This is like 34% 2 minutes ago, so I'm like, it's not happening now? So like, we just had a spike?
I don't even know what you're using or how it works.
I'm using Streamlabs OBS, so it's just the same. It's just a fancy skin for OBS. My fucking upload speed is fine. I think it just, I don't know. I think it might be Restream, honestly. Restream might be just having a panic attack sometimes. It's like you're streaming more.
Is there a fight man here?
This is a bot. It's a botting farm. I don't want to be anywhere near it. Let's
Is
get out
it?
of here quick. Yeah. Yeah, look at those fools. They're wearing the same stupid shit. Yeah, they're...
That doesn't mean much. We were just in a dungeon together with random people where every single one of those people were wearing the same robe. Because they'd all already done that exact dungeon to get the exact same robe.
Nah, I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Everyone's a bot. This guy's still not back. What the fuck?
They might have killed him again.
This guy? Where is this guy? I just need
Oh, they didn't
beer.
loot this body. They didn't loot this body. I'm getting so much skinning done.
Yeah, that is true. This is a high tide place for skinning.
Well, because they just cruised through and killed so many people, but none of them were skinners. So there's just like a row of bodies.
God, skinning is such an easy profession.
Yeah.
You just go outside and people are giving you your shit to go get.
Yep. You feel like a weird vagrant.
Because you're stealing people's trash.
Like I was in Durotar and somebody else was on my rogue. In Durotar, somebody was killing all the baddies and so on, and I was just like going behind them and skinning all of the bodies of their kills, because there was just such a backlog that I was there for like a couple minutes just skinning them all. You get your bottle? You look like you're stuck looting. Is your inventory full?
Yeah, I was just trying to figure out what's going on though. Okay, get rid of. Yes, give me. Done. All right, let's get the hell out of this cave.
We did it.
Cave sucks.
That was a pain in the ass.
All right, what is the serpent?
And it all happened because I didn't know you didn't have the quest. Whoops.
I'm abandoning this.
The serpent plume?
Yeah, I'm not doing it. Taking too long. Going to take too long. Don't have time. Speaking of, look at this Kolark Stormer. You about to get his ass beat.
Nope. For me, it's just not always worth abandoning because you just end up picking it up again every time you see that quest giver.
Nah. Nope. Not me. Not me. There's actually some quests up above.
Yeah, I think those are more instance quests though, but I'm also not sure where they were because I couldn't find them.
Yeah, deviate hides and deviate eradication. Okay.
Let's go left.
I need to get root samples, so could you not?
We can go to the there's a pile of exclamation points and question marks to the left we can go to.
Fucking wait a second. I'm gonna
What do
get
you-
this
what do you do?
Meg
There's-
Royal.
What are you have root samples?
I gotta get root samples. God damn, my inventory's full. Can I just have bags? Like, can I
Oh,
have
does it just
real
require
bags?
you to just generally pick plants? That's the quest.
Yeah.
The exciting quest that's blowing my mind like for reals, yo. Oh, hey, I see a summoning.
Failed attempt.
Yep. You can fail to pick plants. It's hard.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
How does that fucking make
Step it up.
sense?
You
Just grab
Ow.
the plant and pull it out of the root.
I said let's go
grab it.
left. Why are you going right?
I'm following the herbs.
You're
Where are we
following the herbs. I figured we'd go to the entrance to Stone Talon. 'Cause
Oh,
there's
we need
like
these guys' hooves.
there's like a stack of exclamation points and stuff there.
Where's this guy go?
I think I already have my zebra hooves. I think the only map covering quest I have is raptor heads,
I have that
which
too.
is always a
Raptor
pain in the
thieves.
ass. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a
defending
green
the rose
quest
might
now.
hurt.
We've taken so long.
Eh.
Well, we didn't take that
Okay.
long. It's mostly that we're perpetually rested, and we did an instance last time,
Yeah.
so we've spiked ahead.
It's gonna take me 53 minutes to level, so we better.
But lo and behold, we keep finding raptors that don't have heads. It's crazy.
I think we just keep breaking them.
Just break the whole head. I also
Yeah, we're
need
just
prowler
like-
claws.
Prowler.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Have you abandoned me? In my time of need? You had to fix your hair? For who? Oh, right, you face cam stream.
Yeah, but also the hair was getting in my face.
Your hair is long enough to get in your face?
Yeah, boy.
That hasn't happened forever.
Yeah.
What are you, a bum now? You weird bum?
Pretty much, yeah. I have a job, so I can be as bummy as I want to be, because
What?
I'm employed. So.
This is confusing. It's like when you get a wife, so you just let yourself go.
Yeah, pretty much, yeah. I have my job. I can let myself go now. I don't have to be presentable every day.
I don't have to interview.
What are they gonna do? Fire me? I'm important.
I'm the only one holding this place together.
I have to admit, I have been like secretly building systems that require my existence in order to function properly.
Oh no!
So there's like a slight crippling.
You're
sensation.
forcing your own value.
I'm in a startup. It's really easy to get just like canned because we can't afford IT anymore. We'll just get something else. I was like, nah, I build proprietary systems, bitch. I mean, my boss isn't stupid.
My
I'm sure he can
God.
figure it out, but he also doesn't have time to do that.
Yeah. My God. The things you get up to.
Yeah, I mean, it's not crippling. It's not like I'm helping the company by doing it.
Remind
Just
me to
also-
never hire you.
No, I mean, hey,
Why would you ever remind me?
yeah, why would I ever remind you? Do we need to kill these for some reason, or you just hate lions?
Yeah.
If you have questy, you can highlight
There
over
we
them.
go.
It should tell you if you have a quest.
Lancashire's not eligible for this quest. What?
What? What?
What quest have
Why?
you not completed?
Why can't I? Why
See,
can't
it's
I
called
kill
It's called
lions?
Prowlers. Do you still have your Strider quest?
No, I don't have to kill plain striders. I still have to get hooves though.
Oh, maybe it's Zevra. Maybe it's the Zevra hooves. Maybe you have to turn that
Oh
in first.
no. Oh no.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's do something else then. We'll keep going
Well, I
to
gotta-
the.
I
We'll
still-
keep going to the entrance of Stone Talon where there's a bunch of marks.
I still gotta kill zebras. So if we can find some zebras.
Yeah, they're around. They happen. They exist. The
Gross.
zebra hooves.
Zebra hooves.
Steady
Found that
as she
apparently,
goes.
apparently unicorn is what they used to call rhinos.
More like horn.
Wow. Basically, it was like some kind of Latin word for it, or that's the Latin name for it, like the scientific name. It's like unicornus or something like that.
Unicornus Maximus the third.
Maximus Prime.
Smack. He dead. He
got a
died.
raptor
He
head off
died
of
of death.
That's the worst kind of death to die to.
Oh no.
Requires
How could we have
herbalism.
predicted this?
70.
Wow. You're like an herbalism baby.
Right? I need.
You haven't reached. You didn't even reach the level you're supposed to reach in the previous zone.
Did I not?
No.
I'm the worst at this game.
Yep.
Oh, look, all these barons.
At level 10, you should be level 50. And at level 20, you should be level 100.
Oh, and herbalism. I was like,
Yeah.
wait, how does that fucking make sense?
It's 5 levels of profession per level in game. Because the final level is 300,
Oh,
which is
That makes
60
sense.
times 5. The most obvious way that it's supposed to be 5 levels per level, though, is that your weapon skills, all their caps go up by 5 every time you level up.
Hold on, I gotta pick up a plant.
That's what makes it the clearest, that's how that works.
Get out of this form. Get out of the bear form.
Boom.
Pick some
Boom,
plants.
boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. Boom, boom.
Oh, that's
boom.
something different. I don't care about that one. Let's go.
There's an... Ooh, this one also drops intact raptor horns. A different raptor reward. There's so many raptor rewards. They're all bad for the raptor, though.
I'm so excited.
Just
I need
can't
a
find it.
faster form. Oh yeah, you're right. I need intact raptor form and raptor. That poor guy's
That's apparently specific to these guys.
Hey, look at all these zebras. Hey zebra, you want to give me your blood? Where are you going?
Oh god.
Oh no, we have a dinosaur too.
How will we ever
It's okay.
defeat 2 enemies after what we've been through?
Well, the zebra's are yellow, so I think it will die very quickly. There we go.
That's not how that works. No, it's not.
The
Yellow
weak die first.
Yellow doesn't have to do with level. Yellow just means they're neutral instead of hostile. You fool. You fool that you are.
Wait, what? Hold on. Hold up a minute. What the fuck is all that you just said to me? I got a question mark. I got... Oh, you got a question. I got enchant plant 4 stats to chest last night. What is the price on your server? Do they charge? There's only 3 enchanters that can do it on my server. I don't...
Why the fuck would we know?
I don't know. I haven't needed to contact one yet. I apologize.
We're level sir, we're level 17.
Yeah, we haven't.
If you think we're in the economy, you're mistaken. We can't even afford our skills sometimes when we level up.
I currently have 1 gold on me, and that's it. That's my allowance for the life. I have to keep myself alive on that. How is it too far to roar? Just shout really loud.
Just shout louder. You gotta get that death metal druid.
That'd be great. I would love to be a death metal druid.
Inventory is full.
Its inventory is... Oh, my inventory is full. Fuck. Oh,
Every
that's
time
a
you-
raptor.
Every time you just change form, just go into like a
Yeah, in
guttural
a
roar.
Gretzko transition screen.
Yeah.
I have too many things in my inventory. Get out of here, get out of here, light feather, you loser.
Gretzko's really fun. I like that show.
It's a great show. Sometimes the main storytelling is just watching Haida in the background of a scene where he's not saying anything, and he has a different facial reaction to everything that's happening in the scene every single time. He's such a highly animated character, even if he's not saying his things.
I mean, he is best boy. He needs all the animation budget. You
With
can't
his-
speak while
with his-
shapeshifted.
he-
Okay.
He's got his eyeball wobble.
Strength.
His eyelids always twitching.
Hail. Go.
Oh
Kill
god, I just
8.
remembered Stone Talon Mountain's the location that has that one nightmarish quest
They're all nightmarish, Keith.
where you slowly escort somebody across the area. Oh Jesus. I don't know, should we continue forward into Stone Talon, I guess? Avenge my village.
I still need to get hooves.
Your
still need-
hooves.
And you still need hooves. And
There's so
raptor
many
heads.
quests.
Oh wait,
Like-
do I need hooves? Yeah, I still need hooves.
How do I manage all these? No.
What do you say no
about? I just abandoned the booze quest, which means it
Oh,
deleted the quest objective from my inventory. It deleted the
Oh,
quest
no.
item from my inventory. It's fine. It just gives you a chance to catch up with level by turning it in. Hey, I finished Raptor Thieves. Whenever I get a chance to turn that in. All right, I just abandoned 9 quests.
Swiggity swiggity, Keith abandoning that booty.
Alright, onward to Stone Talon, I guess. I don't know. Let's kill stuff in this direction. No, this is the zone that has that one nightmarish quest where you have to fucking escort somebody across practically the entire zone as they slowly walk.
I mean, you could do fun things while that's happening, like play cards
And other activities.
and
Or
other
clean your room.
I had to explain, explain to a coworker why we couldn't buy a conferencing system made up of just Facebook portals.
No, I was trying to throw that away and you jumped in front of me.
Oh, sorry.
I'm like throwing garbage away and you're like, no, Mr. President.
Wait, is the president the garbage?
No. You felt like you had to intercept it. Wait, what have I done? You can't skin these guys. They're us. This is an unprofitable zone.
Could you imagine? You
Make
go
it-
to town with like
Making ca-
Tauren
going
skin,
ar-
and you're like, "Hey, how much you gonna sell me?"
I'm going
for
around
this?"
making cowhide leather.
Oh god, wait, we are wearing leather. That's kind of weird.
You're wearing a leather harness, which means it's not only made of your people, but it's like a sex thing.
Huh. I mean, technically, most reasons we kill animals are for sex things, but I mean, like that's why we keep killing elephants. That's why we keep doing all sorts.
We
that's why
kill-
we kept killing lions or
What the fuck are you on?
pandas. That's what it was. Pandas too.
Oh, you're talking about all the
Panda-
things that get murdered so that Chinese people can get boners.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a problem. They're killing all the
Yeah, that's a
pangolins.
problem.
They're getting all they're killing all the pangolins for pretend boner juice that doesn't even
You
work.
know, yeah. You know what confuses me?
Pangolins
is
are
that,
fucking
like,
cool. Don't kill the pangolins. They
like,
don't deserve
it's
that.
It's really confusing to me that they could just look this up. Like they just could look up if fucking elephant tusks give them boners, and they would see, oh, it doesn't. I'm literally paying for just like dead elephant bone for no reason. Like.
Or there's shark fin soup where they just chop the sharks
Yeah,
off, the fins off the sharks, and throw them back in the water with no fins.
Like,
You're like, Jesus Christ.
there are just some questionable things people do in the pursuit of just falsehoods. Like people do things because they're idiots, and I don't know what you're supposed to do about that besides just kill them. Like you have to get rid of them because education didn't work. That's like your first line of defense. Oh, why'd you pull 3?
I didn't do anything. That was you. You fool.
No, I shot the same guy you did.
Well, I did an instant cast on the person that was already running at us.
Ah. Oh, stop it. You ruffian. I do remember reading, I was reading like a comment somewhere that someone was talking about, there's a specific, you know, like one of those things of like, well, this, if it wasn't for humans, this animal could have potentially been a, like, this planet's evolved species type deal. And it was like a dolphin or something.
What was it making the argument? What would have been the dominant species without humans or something?
Yeah, and it was not dominant species, but what would have qualified as like the most intelligent species if humans weren't around. It's sort of like dolphins and first it's like, well, obviously it could never be dolphins because they couldn't build anything on land. I was like, what?
What?
How the fuck is building things relevant to human intelligence?
That's always a hurdle people fall for, is that they judge the intelligence of all creatures not only just by how relatable to human intelligence their behavior is, but also like how obedient they are. So like a dog's intelligence is largely measured by how well it obeys commands and conforms to the behavior that humans want from it. And so that's how that's how a lot of creatures get
capitalism
judged.
works.
Yeah. That's how a lot of creatures get judged. So people have trouble understanding that stuff could be intelligent in different ways and have fundamentally different brains than humans.
Yeah. It cracks me up because in like I think they were also talking about like how do you think fucking dinosaurs worked? Like dinosaurs were the dominant species. They didn't have to be making works of art to be the smartest species on the planet. Like that's not how that works.
It gets confusing because it formulates an idea where the smartest creatures must be like nest building birds and like beavers. Because they build things, so they're intelligent.
I mean, the other thing too is like I think it's self-awareness. Like if an animal is aware of itself, but that's also like a falsehood because it's really hard to tell if an animal is aware of itself.
Yeah, or like doesn't know about, doesn't understand death and stuff like that.
Yeah, like it's hard to like I'm sure it does on on some
GTFO.
very basic
all these wasted corpses that I can't even make jackets out of.
I mean, that is what dead bodies are. They are wasted corpses.
Yeah, wasted jackets.
Wasted jacket.
Yeah. We get
Grandma,
two jackets.
Your corpse is a wasted jacket.
We get two jackets from each of them. We get the jacket that is their body and the jacket that is their jacket. Double jackets. We'll have so many jackets by the end of its quest. We'll make millions.
I mean, or you'll just become.
I want to point out that
these
pro-ass Tauren, they don't run.
What do you mean?
You notice that? They don't run away when they're dying.
Why would they? They're Tauren.
Every other humanoid
pride.
monster runs away when they're dying.
Because
they get all spooked.
Have pride.
They get all spooked and scared.
Yeah, it keeps skipping frames. There must be some kind of problem.
Like even gnolls run away. And quillboars.
Well, quillboars are shit.
Yeah, quillboars are kind of shit, but gnolls are cool. I like gnolls.
Cool, but they're cowards, so they're not cool.
No, they're ambushers. They're cool. You go around in Red Ridge. You go around in Red Ridge, and like the corner of the map is like you're going around a corner, and there's just like a fucking line of gnolls all standing along the ridge, ready to aggro simultaneously if you walk into their range. It's like fuck. Red Ridge is a death trap. It's so hard to level in Red Ridge. These Horde don't know how easy they got it.
It's because I need to lower my frame rate. It freaks out OBS when I have my frame rate at like 144.
Kill Grundig Dark Cloud.
So I need to lower it, and that should probably fix it.
I'm gonna need you to kill my Grundle Dark Cloud.
It's weird. Some games do it. Like sometimes it does it, sometimes it doesn't. Like I can play Overwatch.
A Tauren Druid, but like better than you.
Wow.
Yeah, awesome. That's the cat form you get to look forward to. It's weird.
Yeah.
You're a weird lion. Okay, so as we get to this next encampment, there should be a quest to pick up in the middle of it.
Should there?
Yeah.
Should there be?
Yeah, I can see like 8 exclamation points all throughout, scattered across this map.
What if I don't want a quest?
Well, then you can just go fuck yourself, and I'll get all the experience, and you just get to grind next to me like a loser.
Yes. Exactly what I wanted.
Yummy.
Yummy.
Yummy failure. Wow, somebody killed the shit out of everybody around here.
It sounds like a contestant on one of the cooking shows.
Oh my god, there's all these look at this. There's all these corpses with a rabbit running through the middle.
I love it. You did
That's
pretty
great.
well, but you have deliciously failed.
And you are weak and you will not survive the winter. All these mountains are in our way. All these mountains are in our way.
That's what the American Railroad Company said.
Then they threw workers at it, and
I was gonna say that they just threw
many,
a bunch
many
of
deaths.
immigrants at it.
And then there was no more mountain in the way. Hooray! There's
And
a
then we
quest. There's a
stopped caring
quest
about
down here.
trains, because cars were way better.
There's a quest down here. Trains, I think, are more fuel efficient, but I'm not sure.
Keith,
They
it's not
carry
about
so
fuel
many
efficiency.
people.
It doesn't matter. All that matters is
You
you
don't
have
matter.
the freedom and the independence to kill people at your discretion with a motorized vehicle. That's all that matters. I don't care how fucking efficient trains are.
Zenzilla, what a name.
What you want?
I don't care if we have an entire country we can look at as proof that trains are more efficient than cars.
Oh, yep, he wants us to go kill all the spiders.
Man, always kill quests. Monorails
Yeah.
are so much better. No, monorails are slow as shit. I hate monorails.
The monorail
Monorails are like-
at Disneyland recently crashed.
Into what? There's nothing there.
Just kind of crashed.
What does that even mean? Wait, how does a monorail crash? Doesn't it
Monorail. Monorail.
I don't.
Makes me want to wag my tail. Monorail.
No, seriously, how does a fucking monorail crash though? What did it crash into?
Monorail.
Like it has to crash into something. But there's nothing to crash
Don't
into.
tell the monorail what to do.
Ah. What? What's happening? What is this?
You can't tell it
Oh,
what to
thank
do.
you.
Be seeing ya.
Giving me a
They
belt.
say, yeah.
Are you trying to say my pants are falling down? I'm a Tauren.
Are you though?
Can't see. I mean,
Increase the armor of chest, legs, hands, or feet. Chest,
head,
Oops.
shoulders, knees, and scout, knees.
legs, hands, and feet. I need to make 2 of these. Do you need light armor kits?
I need you to give me a second while I sell this banana. I do.
Chest, legs, hands, feet.
Yes. No. Yes. No. So 2. I need 2. How can I organize
I got so
this
much
shit?
leather to use.
That's garbage.
Y'all a bunch of losers.
Opens the collar booty chest. Swiggity. Oh, I need to character Bap. I need to create more potions because I have some gunk. I
You
need
got
to get rid of.
got some potion gunk to throw around.
Yeah.
Gross.
Looking it up, 2 monorails at Disney collided into each other. Oh God, guys!
Oh
Jesus,
no.
that's terrifying.
That's definitely not their job.
Monorails are supposed to go in one direction. That's why they're called monorails. You fucking idiot.
I didn't
How
know they
did you
could.
do it
I didn't know
wrong?
they even had the option to turn or like to go the other way.
Yeah,
Well, maybe-
monorails are.
maybe one of
technically
them-
monorails are multi-directional, but you always go in one direction with a
Maybe one of them caught up with one. Like
They
it did.
had the fucking
like it
Space
wasn't-
Mountain accident again with the fucking car.
Yeah, I'm
stop.
just thinking like maybe they didn't catch up with each other. Or maybe they didn't collide head
Yeah.
on. Like one of them caught the other one.
No, the most likely
It's like you're not
reason I
supposed to
bet
be
you.
here.
Tell me if it is. It's probably the brakes went out. Disney always has a problem with fucking
It's
fixing
probably
the brakes.
just a logistics problem.
They just
Some
never do.
idiot
They-
didn't pay enough attention to what was supposed to go where, and then oh no, bad.
Nah, it's just what ends up happening is that certain rides or certain parts of the park get less love
Oh.
during maintenance season, and then they end up failing critically by some way.
Maintenance season, profit season.
It did say the
Maintenance
second
season,
train
profit season.
rear-ended the stationary train.
Oh,
in
that's
front of it.
W.
Yep,
That's WB.
Yeah, they rear-end the second train rear-ended the stationary train. Yeah, that makes sense. So it just the brakes probably gave out. That's what I was saying. The same thing happened on Space Mountain. It collided. It was a big deal, and they were like, "Oh, someone didn't fucking check the brakes last time, did they?" It was like, no. Okay.
That's what they sound like.
Yep. Then I went there. I remember I went there one year, and they were like, "We closed down all of our really good attractions for maintenance because they're all broken." I was like, "How did that fucking? How did this happen?"
Didn't really find a way to stagger them all out.
No, they're just like, you could ride Dumbo. I was like, I can't fit in Dumbo. That's it. Like, damn, man. Do you have any other rides? I got Peter Pan. It's not a ride.
I can't fit in
like-
Dumbo. I'm girthy.
I mean, no, it's just I'm too tall. Fucking, I can't fit my legs in. I hate it. I would love to ride Dumbo. It's so fun. You go up and down. But
There
I
seems
can't.
to be an orc around here.
God, I haven't been to Disneyland in like. I haven't been to Disneyland since my mom died. But to be fair, last time I went to Disneyland, all the rides were closed. It rained, and then I went home and my mom died. So it wasn't really
I haven't
a
been to
good time.
Disneyland since I was 10, maybe.
Really?
I
Holy
was
shit,
very
that's-
young. I
That's
cried.
crazy.
Yeah.
What? What did you
First I cried on Pirates of the Caribbean, and then I cried on Small World.
What? Wait,
So,
hold up.
All the
What?
all the weird screaming animatronics surrounding me were freaking me out. Oh shit, he's dying. Where is he? Where
love
is he
it.
even dying? What is he dying
He's right
to?
here. He's dying to me. Killing him over time.
He's dying to me.
Goodbye, dude.
Something about the, I think there's a bunch of the chanting animatronics followed by like the giant, weirdly flat, still lake that you go into the middle of. Like between those two things, like I freaked out on Small World.
It's like a 5-minute Freddy's.
I was very young. And it's definitely one of those like it's definitely one of those like National Lampoons. It's definitely one of those like Lampoon family vacation situations where like everyone's haggard because they're supposed to be, there's so much pressure to have fun that like you're not even having a good time.
Jesus, really?
Yeah. Well, I mean with the parents, like looking back, like that's probably how my parents were. It's like they're just trying to like go on a family vacation, but it's like a big expensive trip to Southern California for a big expensive thing, and nowadays they're just annoyed that like I don't even really remember the trip. I was like, I was a fucking
mean,
kid.
I
Kids
do
don't
not
remember
understand
things.
people. Yeah, I don't understand people who bring their children to Disneyland unless they're over the age of 10. Like it seems almost fucking like you're purposely wasting money. Like your child will never remember it, and if they do, they vaguely remember it, like to the minute extent.
I can't
I've been
really
to Disneyland.
differentiate memories of that place from memories of Universal Studios, which I went to once, and then a lot of trips to Six Flags.
That's not good.
Because it was actually local. I've been there a bunch of times. I went there this year too. Looks like nothing changed the entire time, so a bunch of stuff's like faded and old.
What do you want? They don't have any money.
Yeah. But they have a whole area of fucking DC rides now. So I guess that was the idea the whole time, is that Six Flags was always the WB rides to try to compete with the Disneyland ones. That was
Yeah.
Warner Brothers' competition. It was never great. Where
I
is
mean-
the leader supposed to be?
I don't know.
Let's see. Grim Totem, Grim Totem, Grim Totem.
Yeah, I see a lot of
Grim
Grim
Totem,
Totems.
Grim Totem. He's
I'm
probably back at
getting
the
my ass
camp.
kicked.
Stop getting
Yo,
your ass
man, what
kicked.
The fuck? This guy's just shooting lightning bolts at me and it
Yeah.
hurts.
Yeah. They're lightning lizards. These are all over
They're
the place.
Okay,
They're way
we'll
more
stop.
they're way more common in Durotar though.
Wait, it happened at 2 a.m. If it happened 2 a.m., I bet you it was some fucking employee who snuck back into the job and trying to get laid. Brought his girlfriend on the monorail, was like, "Look, babe, I know how to drive this," and then didn't know how to drive the monorail.
Oh no.
He's like, "Oh shit, babe, I forgot how to fucking drive a monorail."
And then it snapped his dick off.
God, that's terrifying. Why would you put a Disneyland too? What the? Like my parents brought me
I
to
don't think
Disneyland.
you can.
Well, you go to Disneyland whatever age you want to go. You can go to Disneyland.
Oh, I thought you
in,
meant
like, 3
2
seconds.
I thought you meant 2 a.m. because you just talked about
Oh,
2
no.
a.m. I'm like,
No,
I don't
yeah.
think you can be there in the middle of the night.
Nope.
I don't think that's
latest
how
you can be
the
there
rules
is-
work.
I think Rodis is starting to protect. Oh yeah, I'll protect this person. Let's
but
do it. We gotta
sure,
slowly
but
walk
this-
them.
Oh, we already killed the leader.
Yeah.
Whoops. I was looking for the leader and didn't realize that we already killed them without me even noticing because they just didn't stand out from the
Oh.
crowd.
That makes sense. See, I was the oldest, so we only went to Disneyland
Here's the
Like-
quest I always remember is this fucker.
Oh my
Kaya.
god, are you okay?
She walks so slow.
Good lord,
And
you're
she
like that's not
she's-
even my walk speed.
Yep, she's also gonna walk through the middle of that camp. That's why that's why everyone was dead earlier, because somebody else has just done this quest.
Ah. Oh, she's coming. Oh no.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, you can
Yep.
run, but you don't? Wait a second.
Yep.
Hold up a minute.
Yep.
Wait a second. She just ran up to this person. Look at this. She's about to come running. Look at this.
This game is full of those agonizing escort quests where they don't move at a speed that matches your walk speed or your run speed. So you're just like in agony the whole time. It's actually really nice how some of the later expansions have quests that where they give you like a character that follows you. It's like, oh, thank God.
Yeah.
Thank fucking God.
Can I follow you? I can't.
Follow her. You want to just stop playing?
No, I just.
All done with this interaction part.
I wanted to make my
wanna
character
just stare
walk
at the
as
game for
slow
a
as
while.
her, because I can't walk that slow.
No.
I have to like skirt.
I think you can walk that slow.
Can you give the NPC a speed boost? Do I have a speed
There's
boosting
like
spell?
there's like a walk. Yeah, there it is.
Oh,
yeah,
did you do the walk button?
Yeah, there's a walk button.
Oh, I don't have a numpad. Shit. Walk.
Time to remap it. Time to go
X.
deep into the menus to remap it. Look at this swagger ass walk speed. Oh, the swaying braids. I look so much cooler than you right now, you loser. Look how fucking cool
Oh,
I
yeah.
am.
Well, fucking, I'm a bear. I'm out of here. You know what?
You're a
Fuck you
weirdly
guys.
pointy, low poly bear.
And the nose ring bounce. Ugh.
I don't like the nose ring bounce. It doesn't make sense. That nose ring wouldn't bounce like that. You have to jerk your head so hard to make it bounce like that. And also, he's what sucks about the nose ring bounce is that he's got to feel it the whole time. This giant rod of metal is moving constantly in his face. It's like, I think one of the main reasons you can forget about piercings is that you don't feel them constantly because it's not moving all the time.
Is there anybody here? No, there's no enemies further down. Just slow. Just very slow walking. Oh wait, there's a bad person.
Boop boop. Boop boop. You shouldn't go too far ahead.
Nope, I'm right here. I'm up on the hill.
Because you never know when enemies will just ambush.
Oh, there's some dead bodies over here though.
Escorts often have ambushes programmed into them. Otherwise, there might just be nobody and you might just walk through the area.
Like what's happening right now?
There's no sense crying over every mistake. I'm just gonna walk all the time, everywhere.
And the science gets done, and we make a neat gun.
That's not what she sounds like.
I can't do her pitch and also do the robot voice. That is too much.
She doesn't do a robot voice the way you do.
Yeah, no,
That's
it's
not
because
what
it's just
Gladys
a regular
sounds
voice
like.
with like a weird blend over it.
Well, also like the singing version of Gladys is even less robot-y.
Yeah. Well, because it's a person singing.
Yeah. Well, it's the same person who sings the rest. It's the same person that voices all the rest of her lines. She was never a robot voice.
No, I know. That's what I'm saying. The robot voice is just a weird filter that they put over it to make it sound kind of robotic-y, but her regular voice is her when she sings.
Yeah. And then she sings Jonathan Colton songs. But those are still filtered, because she doesn't sound like that either.
Spooky.
And then we reach
Oh.
the edge of this camp, and then she just vanishes. Didn't even have to like actually get her out of here. Weirdly.
Man, if you could have done that, why didn't you do it in the first place?
Yeah.
Just
Well, we got
teleported
2 more
guys.
quests to turn at the front of this place. Oh God, I forgot how bad the zone design used to be. Because you would run all the way
mean-
back to the beginning of the zone every time you complete a quest for a while. What a design.
Well, that's what a Hearthstone's for.
No, the Hearthstone doesn't take you there.
Well, no, because there's not a
There's no in
thing.
there.
But usually you, like you try to do a
You
bunch
also
of quests that are
you also
in
beat
towns
you also
that
don't
even
beat
hard
these
to.
you also don't beat these quests in like 1 hour loops or anything either.
King's blood. Don't need King's blood. I need empty vials to make more defense potions. Oh, I need to make some strength potions too. That's probably a good idea.
Only a few more levels till I get wolf mode. Please.
Yeah, I can't wait till I can
Please.
just run.
Yeah, we'll have cat and wolf and we'll move faster and we'll leave our priest behind.
Isn't there a speed spell?
No.
Who gets one?
Nope.
One of us gets a speed spell.
I don't think anyone gets a spell that speeds other people up. We just get cat form and wolf form that speed both of us up.
No. Self-target.
Well
Self-target. Self-target. I thought that's what tab does.
Ding.
What's up, old man?
Skadoosh.
We want to get this? Tell Tamra, Winfield, and Sunrock retreat the good news? Yeah, sure. Sounds easy.
Where the fuck is that?
Oh. Oh my god, my fucking map is just
Oh,
a nightmare.
we're supposed to run forward to the town. Gotcha. Well, first we'll do the spiders, I think. Yeah, there's a bunch of
Where?
spiders
What?
along the way.
Oh god, we're going this way. I was looking at my map. Didn't see you guys leaving.
Yeah, they're sending us to the Stone Talon town. Stone Townland. Ha
Ah,
ha
gotcha.
ha 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 ha.
What is this along the way? Oh, deep moss creepers.
I was never sure what the point was. They give you a level 9. They give you a level ranking for your 3 talent trees.
What do you mean?
Like you have a level for your professions, and you have a level for your weapon skills, and you have a level for your 3 talent trees. Like I have level 90 enhancement, level 90 restoration, and level 90 in elemental combat right now. I'm not really sure how that plays any role mechanically in the game ever, or if it ever comes up.
It might be for something back end that we don't know.
It's kind of like how you also have a level. You have 300 levels in your, you have 300 levels in your language, which like is also confused. I think there's just a lot of mechanics that they thought were going to be deep mechanic systems that they just didn't finish developing when the game came out. But then they just never turned them into anything either, so they just were perpetually like a weird number that was going up arbitrarily that didn't indicate anything. Because if you press K to look at your skills, it's just a mess. There's so many weird superfluous things in that screen that aren't related to anything. Then you have weapon skill, which is whatever. I think, is weapon skill gone? I feel like weapon skill doesn't exist anymore in Modern WoW.
Well, yeah, weapon skill is gone because...
I don't think you even have to learn new weapon types either.
No.
You just instantly learn you can use every weapon, and that was it.
Yeah.
It is just a doofy little system that just mostly just means you have to like grind against a mob you can't hit for a while whenever you switch weapons to a thing you haven't used before. But then you have like stuff like language, which like that always bothered me because it always felt like it was suggesting that we're gonna hit a point where you can learn more languages in WoW. And like the crown glory was always the suggestion like, what if you get to learn the enemy's languages in WoW? Whoa! Yeah. And it just never came up.
I have a thing for that.
They just didn't bother ever implementing any of those ideas. You never learn Quillborish or whatever. Hell, you can't even learn all of your allied languages.
Yeah, you can't even learn all your allied languages, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah. I was walking around in wetlands at the inn, and like a dwarf walked by speaking Dwarvish, like one of the NPCs did. The NPC was speaking Dwarvish, and I'm like, I don't know what he's saying, and I'm on his team. I guess you guys are going that way.
That weird nonsense noise I just posted is
what do you get?
Salt.
Is it worth going
Alliance
that way?
player.
Where are you going?
I don't know.
Where are you going?
Go get some deep moss.
There's only like one enemy down there.
Going deep for the moss.
Why are we going down here? What are you expecting?
Dead spiders.
One spider.
That's fine.
Mucho excitemento.
One less spider to worry about.
He dead. Nope, 2 spiders. 2 whole spiders.
Too many, if you ask me. Goodbye, spider.
Yeah, not a fan. Although a spider being fuzzy makes it more cute. Than
Oh yeah, I forgot you had
non
the thing about giant spiders.
non-spider scare non-fuzzy scary spiders. Gogger rock keeper. What the fuck?
Wait, is it all spiders or just like
I don't know what he's
video
talking
game
about.
spiders?
What?
Oh, he's talking about an NPC?
What are you talking about?
No, I was asking, is it just like giant video game spiders you don't like, or is it actual RIL spiders?
No, it's only real spiders. I don't care about video game spiders.
What? Wait,
Yeah.
you're scared of real spiders?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Video game spiders are whatever.
I'm
Although
just
the ones,
surprised I didn't
although there was some in Bloodborne that were like way too realistic.
You're like, uh-oh, wait
There's
a
this
second.
one area you get into in Bloodborne where there's just a swarm of spiders all kind of hanging from the ceiling in the most unnerving way. And then when they run around, they have that weird flaily motion blur to their legs. That's like what real spiders look like when they move too fast. Where like the flailiness of their legs makes them look like they're not straight anymore.
You've witnessed, or you retained the experiences of interacting with spiders way too well.
Yeah.
I can't tell you the last time I interacted with a spider, but I think I just.
I mean, you literally moved out of your garage because there was too many spider problems there.
Well, yeah, because they didn't follow the agreement. We had
They were eating you alive. They didn't follow the
Yeah.
agreement.
We had an agreement that they wouldn't come down and I wouldn't take out their nests, but they broke the agreement, so I fixed it. When I was in there, though, like once I was actually just sitting in there, it was pretty good. I only had like 1 or 2 spiders randomly try to assert dominance, and I quashed that rebellion.
What the fuck are you talking about?
The only one I didn't survive was the snake. That really fucked me up. When the snake got loose, I was like, shit, I don't know what to do. That thing could kill me.
There was a loose snake?
Yeah, there was the loose snake in
What does
it
that
was
mean?
the garage. Oh, this was a Dawnview house. This is before we
Does
started
somebody have
doing
a
Let's
pet
Playing.
snake?
No, so I went out to get the trash cans one time, and there was a python underneath the trash cans. And so I was like, oh, okay, well, I mean, I'm a human, so now this is my pet. So I just grabbed it and put it in a tank.
This is ill-advised. It could have all sorts of weird diseases or whatever.
Snakes are not one to carry disease, but they can be venomous, except for pythons, which are completely harmless and dumb. But they can kill you. They can strangle you technically, and I mean, it's not common that people die by fucking ball pythons. It's still a threat. Also, it can bite and it hurts. I don't want to get hurt. Any case, I kidnapped the snake, put it in a tank, and it basically was a pet. And I fed it. You know, I didn't mistreat it. I wasn't like a jackass. I just had a pet snake. And one day I went into the garage, or one day I woke up because I was sleeping in the garage, and that was at my current house. That was I was sleeping in there, and I woke up and the snake was gone. And I was like, oh, what do I do with it?
What could go wrong?
Yeah,
Many things.
Yeah, so I panicked. Like, so every night I would like panically look around, feel my bed, make sure there was no snakes.
We could probably
and then go
kill
to
this.
sleep.
We could probably kill this boss fight over here. Level
Probably.
21.
And then eventually he turned up underneath the garage door dead. And that was weird. I was like, wait a second. So, but yeah, that was the time I had a snake. Arachnophobia? Are you kidding?
Yeah. Did you guys both miss the sign back there?
Yes.
You fools.
Yes, I did.
There was
Who
a
is
sign
this?
right there.
This person is doing
Aragorn. Spelled the way it's spoken.
Wait
How
a
dare
second.
you?
That guy's a nerd.
I think Stephanie has like 2 or 3 snakes and a tarantula or something.
Excuse me?
Yeah.
Wait, this
and a dog.
escalated very quickly. What
And a
happened?
dog and several fish.
Wait,
Yeah.
what? Where did you keep all these things?
In a room.
Is it just a zoo in
Just
there?
a bunch of tanks in there. Yeah. This whole house is a zoo.
Well, yeah, but I mean,
There's probably like
I-
there might be like 50 to 100 fish in this house.
infants mostly die to pythons. What? Who has a
No, they
baby and
don't.
a snake? That sounds dangerous.
I think they're saying pythons mostly kill infants, not infants mostly die to pythons.
Oh.
That those are not that can't be true. Like, it might be that the most common thing that a python kills is an infant, but there's no stat in the world where it's like the majority of infants are killed by pythons. It's like, no. There's many other things that kill infants.
I would
Excuse
love
me.
that. I would love if there was like a statistical.
It's like this evil like tooth fairy, but it's the python comes in, just
Yeah.
comes into the window and strangles your infant.
Could you imagine? You have to tell your child like
weird
remember to.
You can't tell them shit. They're an infant.
Do you put like
Do
neck
you
cozies on them?
understand? Do you
to
understand
make
how
it so they
useless
can't
an
be
infant
strangled?
is?
Well,
An
yes, I
anti-python
understand.
strangling cozy.
Yeah, it's like,
Like
you
there's,
just put,
there's just
a
like
little.
because there's not that many pythons in this country, so it's like a bunch of fucking like serial killer organized like cults of pythons that sneak into houses systematically to wipe out infants, to make them the number one source of death for infants.
They're doing God's work. I can't stop them.
But no, what happened is she didn't latch one of her cages correctly once.
Nope. Nope.
Yep.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope. That's it.
She's got a big ol' yellow ball python.
This is why we invented locks.
No, it gets worse. She has a dog door. She has a
Oh,
dog
no.
gate, so her
Oh,
door's
no.
her door's always open to like give air and circulate air throughout the house, so that her dog can be comfortable in its
And-
room and it doesn't get hot in
And
that
any
room.
of her many
So that
terrifying
means so that
insects can
means
escape.
yeah, that means that anything that gets out can sneak out through the dog gate. I think there's also
Snakes are the
oh yeah, she also has a lizard of some kind. Because we specifically
Honestly, though-
we specifically like I remember somebody said they found her lizard downstairs once, and one of the main outcomes was that I saw what I thought was a piece of litter on the ground, and I picked it up, and it was distressingly it was distressingly fleshy.
Hey, grew up.
I picked up like a weird fleshy tentacle, and I was like, I don't understand. This wasn't the feelings I was expecting to feel right now, and I realized a moment later that I was holding a cut off tail of a lizard, because the lizard had lost its tail down there. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And it's like, I'm not that freaked out by a lizard tail, but it's not. You don't want to accidentally have one in your hand.
I love the idea
It's not a
that
good
you're
surprise.
You're living in a home where someone is keeping something you're terrified of as a pet. I love that.
Yeah, but no, what happened is I'm not terrified of lizards or snakes.
No, you said spiders.
Yeah, well I don't see the
You
spider.
said
It's
Stephanie
fine.
has like.
I never
like,
I never see the tarantula. Oh, there's the giant. There's Basilith.
You just close your eyes.
Close your eyes.
You're like, that's the
Yeah,
snake,
man,
that's the
you're
lizard,
doing
don't know what's there, and
that.
that's a dog.
Yeah, I don't go in a room.
I don't know. Well, you said the door's open, so I imagine you
Yeah, well,
have seen into her room
There's a closed gate. I mostly see her aquarium and her snakes.
and her snake.
Her aquarium is very pretty. They both just collect a lot of exotic fish. So it's not a lot of like the generic goldfish, and a lot of really weird surprises, like cool things like rope fish and stuff like that, and like a bunch of different variations of pleco. Ah, they're cool to see.
No,
Ah.
stop.
But I'm bad at remembering some of the other names. Because he's aggressively gaining aggro.
Yeah, I need to get an aggro meter so I can figure out.
Yeah. Well, you're also the lowest level in the party.
I am. I also.
Yep.
Hey, stop. Pay attention to me. I
Yeah.
also have.
Oh, I'm all out of mana. Stop dying.
I also need to get my skills. I know I'm missing a lot of skills.
What level am I? Oh, I'm level 18. I also have skills to go. How close are you to 18? Many. Many away.
Hold on. I don't have.
Don't look now. We're fighting.
No, I have a hotkey thing for it. So I can just press a button and it tells you. So I've set 13.9
Oh, jeez.
bars
You are not far into 17 at all.
No.
Well.
Oh, that's a fang I need.
Yep. That's why we're here.
And my inventory is full.
You
Can
fuck.
I-
You have one job. Kill then get thing. That's 2 jobs.
well, I have a lot of quest items that I can't get rid of. So
Yep.
you know, it's a problem.
But anyway, the story I was telling is that because she has this open
go.
gate, she didn't latch the cage all the way, so the ball python just kind of got out.
Yep, just left.
And the way that this was revealed to me is that I was coming home from like Rayleigh's with like bags of just shit to take out to my room, and then my hands are full, and then I look ahead of me and I just see a snake vanish into the bathroom. And we have this like opening under the sinks that goes directly into the ventilation.
Oh no.
And the snake just was, I just see its tail vanishing into the ventilation, and I'm like, well, this is gonna have consequences.
Keith will remember that.
There's just a snake in the ventilation of our house.
Well,
I'm like,
is it still there?
No, it's back in the cage. This was like probably like 4 months ago or something.
We killed all the spiders.
It just kind of, yeah, it's got to find the way back out now. Is it back here? Yeah, there's a path down here. So it was gone for a few days. I felt really bad, and she felt bad because just we wanted. It's sad. Snake's missing. It's probably gonna die in the ventilation.
Nah, it's just looking for warmth.
Is that a happy time? It's not warm in the ventilation. That's the worst place to go for warmth. It was the coldest part of the house.
So it will leave
Stupid
the moment
idiot.
it does not find the warmth.
Stupid idiot snake is stupid.
Well, it doesn't understand human HVAC systems. I barely understand human HVAC systems. Fuck. Like,
so a few days later, she was opening the bathroom, and it was wrapped around the door handle.
Mother, it's cold in there. Get me out.
And they were back. It's like, yay.
I would have just been a jerk. I was
so happy it survived because I was like, oh, if I had reacted faster, maybe I could have caught it. And when it was still up in the air, whether it was going to survive, I was like feeling responsible to some extent. I'm like, oh, I don't need this on my mind.
A good way to get.
I was going around the house looking at all the vents, trying to see any evidence of it being around.
It sounds kind of brutal, but a really good way is to lure it out with a mouse.
We tried that.
You did?
Yeah.
That's surprising.
Yeah, no, there's a bunch.
Was it a live mouse or?
No, there's a bunch of frozen mice.
Oh, you left it on the you left it in front.
There's a lot of like feed in general for a bunch of different animals in this house. So yeah, one of the freezers is just full of like just a bunch of like mice and stuff like that in it. They're also keeping worms in my fridge for a while.
Worms?
Yeah.
Food? Wait, who needs? Oh,
it was a bunch of little squiggly like red-looking worms, and I guess the idea is that if you cool them down, their metabolism slows down, they live longer. So you can store them. You can store them. You can store them longer, and then just kind of periodically get some out of the fridge to feed to various fish and whatnot.
Yeah.
There was a lot going on. It's a process.
It's a process.
Half the people here work at pet stores.
All I do is I just maintain plants, and that's it.
I don't even do that.
I mean, I guess I keep Shadow alive, but that's pretty.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have a live pet.
I mean, I just give him food and pet him, and he's happy. He's done.
Yeah, and then sometimes take him out on shit trips.
Yeah. I actually just finally got him registered as a emotional service dog, so I don't have to keep paying the scam money for the apartment.
The scam money.
Dude, it's like $25 a month to have him in an apartment complex because of the potential damage he may cause.
That's even more expensive than World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I was like,
oh no, we just stranded ourselves, didn't we?
I don't know what we did.
We've stranded ourselves trying to pick up this quest.
It was that, and I also had to pay $400 extra deposit because I had a dog.
Yum. The Super Reaper 6000.
Sure.
What level is this quest? 21. Just abandon red things from the Barrens. Okay. Or anything you haven't made progress on yet, or whatever.
Oh, did we get this quest?
The Super Reaper
Super
6000.
Yeah.
I mean, I have it. I guess we can kill stuff here.
I don't know. Do we need to kill stuff here?
Yeah, a bunch of Venture Co loggers, and then
Oh god.
something will drop the Super Reaper
Spiders.
recipe. The enemies here are kind of high level, but there's 3 of us, so you know, fuck them. Just don't pull mass aggro. Ooh, deep moss eggs.
Can't get that herb. Is there anything here that matters?
Oh, they didn't like it when I broke their eggs.
No on you, Hatchet. No to you, I say. No. Ooh, what do you got on your bod?
On your hot bod.
Just junk.
Your hot spider bob. Bob, your spider bob. It's the new hairstyle, the spider bob. Whoa, it's a floating your cat form.
You mean it's just the, what is it, the flight path monsters
Yeah.
we take?
Like, it also just looks like your cat form.
Horde down?
Feels like they cut some corners or some of that stuff, didn't they?
What?
Inventory is full.
Oh, by
loser.
making my form just the same form for traveling around, and also the first horde mount you can get.
It just looks, it looks really similar to the Horde flight path guy.
I mean,
Interestingly, you seem to fight
easy.
Horde mounts, but I don't think you fight Griffins as an alliance.
You do fight, or as an alliance. I don't know if you do as an alliance. Yes, you do. You do. If you play, dwarves, I think. I think the dwarven area has Griffin.
Ah!
I just tried to pause the stream and I feel bad. I mean,
You tried to pause it. If you
Your
were on,
best bet is to put
if you
it
were
on
on
your phone.
YouTube, you could pause it.
he is on YouTube. That was his.
Oh. Do you not have DVR turned on?
No, he was talking to you.
Oh. You tried to
Your
pause the stream
comment,
and you feel
fool.
bad. What is my stream set to?
Mine has DVR, I think.
Oh
Or
yeah.
not.
Oh yeah, I don't have DVR turned on.
Look
No,
at
it's
you.
because of Jackbox.
Oh
we
my
keep-
God. what
We
is
keep
this?
we keep playing games with audience interaction,
Ah.
and in order to have the fastest, the lowest latency, that involves you have to turn off DVR.
Chestnut yet.
Makes sense.
You can have like a medium mode, you can have like a super high quality, super high latency mode, or you can have the lowest latency mode, which gets the best interaction, the best ability for the audience to follow along with Jackbox and stuff. Disables
I'll be honest
DVR and
here.
pausing.
It seems kind of weird. I don't know. It just feels kind of weird to be doing a live stream, but you completely ignore your audience, or you just don't. I guess like it doesn't matter enough to do it in a live setting, so you just like have all these comments going, and you're just like, I don't care what part you're talking about. I'll just catch up later.
Do you mean like having an audience that's watching the past because they paused for a while, or what are you talking about?
No, I'm saying like if you can click on like the high quality but very high latency stream, which means that if someone says like, oh hey, you could do the thing, that's like way too behind. Like you're so far gone, it's
Yeah.
not even funny. But also,
Well, I mean,
most
a
of the
high
comments-
latency stream's only like 30 seconds, not like 5 minutes or anything.
Oh yeah, I know, but 30 seconds in like an FPS game is a century. You're gone. You're,
Yeah.
like, not in the same fucking
I
vicinity.
don't know.
as-
I can't speak for streamers in general because I don't really consider myself to be one.
But I guess in something like
I just
if
happen
you're
to
playing
run
Fortnite, you
streams
probably-
of my multiplayer stuff, but have no intention of behaving like a streamer.
I mean, it's a weird.
Because I don't like watching VODs of people being like, "Hey everybody, how you doing? Oh, yeah, nice to see you today. Oh, how are the kids?" And I'm like, no, I want to see the gameplay and the banter, not like the individual greetings of all the people in the audience and so on. Like, I don't like watching that
wants-
content, so I don't make it.
Jeez.
Yeah.
What a very mangaka mindset you have. I
That's
don't
just-
write
well,
stories I don't want to read.
I mean, yeah. That's like the
Oh, yeah,
basic
it's
premise of being a YouTuber, usually, is to not make stuff that you don't want to watch yourself, or whatever.
That's unfortunate. I literally I've never made content that I would watch.
Well, you don't...
Like-
I don't think you really watch YouTube that much, either.
I don't.
You-
YouTube doesn't
you-
have
you
content
have too
I
much
care
time.
about.
YouTube busy with anime. You don't got time to make anime.
Well, no, I don't.
Making anime is hard.
I liked your cooking with Andrew. I keep forgetting I did that.
Yeah, you should make more cooking with Andrew.
I do
should
actually
ma-
have a kitchen now.
You should make a cooking with Andrew like either every week or every month. Just as like that's just the legacy of your channel. You're not on the Let's Play channel anymore. All you do is occasional.
Let's cook.
You just occasionally do cooking with Andrew. I was perfectly fine not even streaming, but then I just kind of fell into like everyone else I was playing with was streaming, so I was like where's Keith's perspective? It's like, all right, I'll stream. And now I'm just in the habit of streaming my multiplayer sessions, because why not?
Oh, yeah, Keith does have a stream. YouTube.
My God, is there someone who has found you in an organic way, as opposed to through me or the other streamers?
Yeah, because it's someone on Twitch.
My goodness. Goodness
I mean,
me.
a lot of people liked watching me play Mario Kart Tour because I'm really good at it, even though it sucks.
It's a fucking phone. I was watching that. I'm like, he's playing a phone game.
I am playing a phone game.
He could
but
literally be
man,
playing a better game with that both
do-
has a better Twitch screen and is more fun, but he's playing the phone one.
Well, because
Mario Kart 8 Deluxe is just straight up better, isn't it?
well, yeah. I mean,
Aren't you
it's
just
'cause it's a
are
game.
you just playing it because it's the hot new thing on Twitch because it's currently relevant, so you get more viewership?
Pretty much, yeah. Plus, I'm.
You
I
heard it
am
here,
genuinely-
folks. You heard it here first, folks. He's a cynical motherfucker.
I mean, yeah. I play it because I mean, I like Mario Kart.
Why would
games,
you?
so-
That's a little worrying to have that thing just running around, potentially
Yeah, why are you-
aggroing
wait,
anything
stop?
around. Oh God, we're all gonna die.
I'm very confused by its logic.
No, he feared it.
Stop. Oh, it
Jesus.
resisted my stomp.
That's fine. I also
Oh.
stomped it.
It's resisting everything now. Can I take this string?
Have you considered bear
Go
form?
bear.
I'm like, you're not really tanking right now, in case you're not aware. This is our no tank run. Jesus. Oh God, he fell out head first into the ground with his head sticking out of the ground, then this mech landed on his body.
He's okay.
Ah. He is
Did we
very
get something
dead.
from him? Dead mines
I think
run.
we need to keep killing them until one of them gives us what we need. The blueprints.
One of you's got the blueprints and I'll get it. Why you
Swear to
resist?
me.
That's just the experience of playing classic WoW. All of your things can be resisted. Hooray. What's that? Your bear attacks kind of spells? Well, good luck, partner.
Wait, I found Knuckle by following Keith's YouTube videos and being upset that I never see Keith's stream ever being online. Oh yeah, it's he does it pretty frequently.
Most of the times you're streaming, I'm streaming.
That's also accurate. Yes.
Yeah. I don't know, I literally posted a schedule for my streams and people are still like, wow, you stream? And I'm like, I swear to God. I've been
Well, not
streaming.
everybody catches those things. It's weird. YouTube algorithms fucking weird.
That's because people don't use the subscription page like they should.
Well,
They use
most
the
people
front-
don't
they use the
remember
front
it
page.
exists because they weren't around when it did.
It still exists. It's right there on the front page. You can see it. If you open the front page, you can see the subscription button right there on the screen.
Does
That's,
it?
and that's it's right there on the start screen. It's not hidden
Oh,
at
it
all.
is. Oh, I
It's
didn't even
super
notice it.
blatantly there, and it should be the only way anyone browses YouTube.
I never actually.
Because that's where all the videos are from the channels you're actually subscribed to. And everyone's like, oh, my subscriptions didn't show me. It's weird. It's like, yeah, because you didn't open your subscriptions. You're like, hey, recommended page, just show me random shit. And then it does that. Because that's what you asked it
makes
to do.
sense. Oh yeah, I forgot I was following a bunch of these channels. Oh yeah.
The subpage is the only way to go. Nothing else makes sense.
Why are you getting text messages from work? It's fucking 9 at night. Stop.
But yeah, it's normal for people to be like, oh, I didn't know you stream if they're always asleep at that time. Because they're
That's fair.
they're in Europe and stuff like that. because we stream late, and not just late, not just normal late, but California late, the latest of the late in the United States.
The latest of the late in the
Yeah.
United States.
The East Coast late is 3 hours sooner than ours.
Yeah, but that's a.
It's like we're the latest of the late, and then it just becomes ocean for a while.
East Coast is worst coast, so doesn't matter what their time is.
But if somebody's like normally around at this time, they don't know that I stream. I'm like, I don't know what to do about. I don't know what to tell you, buddy. Bam.
Gotcha. Yeah, it can be kind of hard to miss a stream.
It is funny though that the outcome of this was actually I was wrong. He didn't organically find you.
No.
He's already an audience member of mine. That's just somehow that's going through the several loops of like discovering I stream through you, which is confusing.
Yeah.
But yeah, I
I think you
posted
probably
my
just saw the name.
yeah. I posted my schedule on both Twitter and on my community tab. Now that has mixed visibility.
Does it?
Yeah. That's actually the downside of using subscriptions is that the community tab never shows up at all.
Hey, wait a second. This guy's fighting a level 20.
Ah, shit. Well, we're split now.
It's fine. Just don't die. Die, lady, die. All right, let's go. I'm looting a corpse. It's 12 a.m. for me, and I'm in the U.S. What? 12
Yeah.
a.m.?
12 a.m. is midnight.
Keith, I'm aware of how fucking time
Yeah.
works.
You know it's 9 right now, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm just
Why-
realizing that they're just on the wrong side of the U.S. I keep forgetting people decide to live over there.
I don't know about decide. A lot of people just kind of get spurted out, and that's where they
Isn't
are
the-
now.
I thought the East Coast is basically like what Fallout 3 looks like every day.
Very few people even choose to live where they are.
It's really sad.
They just kind of end up there forever.
In Scandinavia at 6 in the morning. Wow, that's a interesting way to wake up.
But anyway, catching my streams is not important because they all come out as videos anyway with better editing
Wait a second.
and better sound balancing and so on. So it doesn't fucking matter. No one's missing out on much except for the ability to compete in Jackbox games sometimes.
Also, to be fair, these videos for WoW are coming out in a.
Well, that's
far
because
later date.
people didn't want to watch them. People were like, "Rawr, Blizzard, go away, gar, grr." But you know, like all gamer outrages, it's been like a week and a half, so people already forgot.
No, they didn't forget because BlizzCon happened. It made them remember again.
Well, there hasn't been any comments because I've been putting these out.
Someone tried to start something. I saw someone was like, "Wow, look, they made this guy change his Twitter account after they apologized." And you look at the article and was like,
on my videos.
No.
Oh.
Sorry, I'm talking about.
I was gonna
just
say
in
like
general.
I put out a couple of videos now, and there's no comments about it, and it has the normal number of dislikes for all my videos. So it's like people are largely already over it, I suppose.
I like that. She's like, well, it has average dislikes.
Yeah.
Probably conspiracy.
Well, once you get
yeah.
when you're smaller, you get used to having no dislikes, but eventually you just have a noise floor of dislikes.
Yeah, there's just a set amount.
There's
I
just
mean,
always some people just dislike for fun. That was the one thing that's
people
really
dislike for fun.
yeah, like Joe. Remember that? We'd watch a video and then Joe just clicked dislike, just for cuz.
I love
Especially if there wasn't any yet, he would just dislike immediately. Yeah. But no, you get used to like especially when you're in a certain mid tier of growing, you get used to like every single either every video on your channel getting one dislike or every video of a particular series having one dislike because it's just one person doing it consistently all the time.
I would love to think that they
they're
actually
weird-
do like
and
your
they're
content,
weirdly
but are
visible.
just doing
I
a
would
Joe, where
hope
they're
so.
like,
They're not just
"Man, I
forcing
just have
themselves to watch something they hate all day every day.
I mean, I've
Because
seen worse.
jokes on them, dislikes help you. Dislikes are good for YouTubers. That's why Rebecca Black's Friday was the top video on the entire website that one year. It's because it was so disliked. And that made the algorithm push it harder. Friday.
Could you imagine if there's like there's a script or like the algorithm somewhere sees a mass dislike coming in and it goes, motherfucking god, we need to put this to the front page. Like it takes something that's like everyone hates it, put it where they can see it the most.
Where the fuck are these mechs that we're supposed to kill?
They're dead.
But they never draped the blueprints.
Well, these people can also drop them. The operators can
Oh.
drop the blueprints.
Right.
They just have
Well, let's fuck them up. So the human is an operator, but the fucking gnolls are deforesters.
Yes.
I see how it
So,
is, Venture
loggers
Co.
can also give us.
I
we have to kill certain
rescind some of my
amount- oh, no, we
previous
have to-
claims of your proper racial integration we saw in the Torrent starting zone. It's like, wow, they'll just take anyone, huh? But what do they do to them?
I have a deep proclamation about your racial integration. Where is? That's a deforester. That's an operator. Oh no, the deforester is also attacking.
No.
Stop it, young man. No one likes your sassy mouth. Where are you going? Oh.
Ooh. Gotta fuck them up.
No, the AI like started running in a direction. I was like, wait, where are you going?
So you were
Don't run
talking
from
earlier
me.
about how Fox News is bullshit. And one of the most
yeah.
recent iterations of that is one of their reactions to us right now. So our forest fires. Have you seen that?
Wait, what?
Oh god, was that idiot Tucker Carlson? And it's Tucker Carlson and that one idiot YouTuber that's like, I'm a centrist and I have all these people on my show and I'm so reasonable, and is actually he's
Sharpio?
like he's clearly a right-leaning guy, and that's why
Talking
he
about Ben?
was no. The guy that has the interview show, Dave Rubin. So Tucker Carlson had Dave Rubin on Fox News to talk about how the reason why California's on fire right now is because we care more about like minorities and who people hire and like are there enough gay and black people at your company than like actual infrastructure, which is like the most baffling moon logic take possible. Like it's just people lying to the television because
What?
it's profitable.
Inventory is
I'm like, I'm
what,
it's
how-
so
I'm sorry.
No,
I don't
it-
see what
yeah.
the problem here is.
if
like,
it's incomprehensible, it's because it's literally incomprehensible.
What? They're hiring people at buildings. We cannot stand for this. This economy can't handle more employees. We have to tell California no.
That's because they have to they have to run the argument that capitalism equals good and diversity equals bad. So even
But diversity
though,
is part
even-
of capitalism.
so-
You want as many people
like,
in your market.
It's like even though the whole fact that this is happening is because PG&E is incompetent and greedy and has refused to do infrastructure work for a long time because they want to make more money by not doing infrastructure work.
I mean, Keith, that
in-
seems suspicious. They couldn't possibly do that as one of the largest providers of utilities in the
It's
California
like the
region.
company. It's a for-profit company that's behaving like garbage, but they can't say that because capitalism good. So instead, they're blaming it on minorities,
Did you see
just
what?
unironically, and that's just what's happening on TV. And it's like, wow, what a trusted news source.
Did you?
Thanks for just
I love whenever
adding another torch to my fucking state.
Right. I love I saw Trump's tweet about it where he was like,
Oh God.
man, California, but a bunch of jackasses. We should not
In
give
Europe,
them any
they
money.
rake forests.
Yeah, but they were like, we should not give them any federal funding because they're misusing it to handle these forest fires. Firefighters doing a good job though. I was like, who the fuck do you think's fighting the fire? What do you think?
It's just
who do you
it's just
think-
moon logic looping of like you have to appeal to everyone involved that's on
Yeah.
your side potentially, but also
such a
shit on all of the
fucking-
but you gotta shit on the libs.
It's such a weird like could you imagine somebody like it's almost like complaining about like it's complaining about Democrats existing as a concept.
Yeah,
where you're
well,
like, I
that's the
fucking
thing.
hate that it's a two-party system.
It's a
It should
state
just be
it's a
me.
state known for having leftists in it. So as a result, anything that ever goes bad in the state ever is because of evil leftists and get woke, go broke and stuff like that. And it's a fascinating, just fucking shitting in your own mouth mind state. Like it's It's
Like-
so fucking baffling to watch. And
the
meanwhile,
only
I'm
thing
like,
that
yo, our shit's on fire. Can you fucking
Yeah.
stop?
yeah, like there's some things I can understand. Like, yeah, I can understand maybe we have policies that are a little bit more like too progressive, but they're never like a detriment to the state.
It's always a
like,
Oh, the blueprints.
Ooh, we got him.
We got him. Just gotta throw away this venom sack. Go away, venom
Like,
sack.
like, I
There we
really
go.
don't understand what the
It's just one of
logic
those-
could be for, like, basically, you're like, what boggles my mind is that there's a president of the United States who's saying, fuck that state. And you're like, excuse me? You're supposed
Yeah, it's
to
like,
be
hang on, you're supposed to be, supposed
Yeah.
to be. This is your country. But that's
Like, if-
that was also he reacted to our territory too, though.
Well, yeah, I
'Cause
know.
he acts like
but
Puerto
it's-
Rico's not American when it's literally American.
But it boggles my mind because
He acts like
then
he acts like helping Puerto Rico is foreign aid. It's like, no, those are American citizens. You fuck. You're their president, and you're like, they don't count.
It's baffling. And what bothers me more is that there's always this logic of like, it's fine if a Democrat did it, you would be so. I was like, no, I would be equally mad. No one should like no president should be disparaging to its fucking people. Like, why? Why would you elect a leader who fucking hates the majority of the population? Because I don't know if you knew this, but the fucking majority voted for a Democrat president.
Well, yeah,
So,
that's just my entire life. That's my entire lifespan is, whenever we get a new Republican president, they're elected by the minority vote,
And then we have to hear about them complain the entire fucking
and yet they
4-year
don't
stint.
want handouts, and yet they can't earn the vote by getting the popular vote. But
Well,
they don't
because
want,
that's-
they don't want
because-
assistance for the less privileged, which is what the
they'll
Republicans are as a
never-
voter
but that's the
base,
thing.
because they don't have popular policies.
Well, yeah, but that's the thing is they don't have to win that way, so they're just gonna complain. They're gonna complain and keep winning because it's better than fixing the system and then losing.
Yeah.
So it's and that's why anytime you try to fix anything, it comes out as being socialist, liberal, and negative, because any any progressive kind of laws are a detriment to regressive or Republican laws. So it's just fucking idiots. I honestly, I'm just mad because I still reel from Reaganomics every day, where I'm like, who the fuck let the senile piece of shit make a fucking
For me, the-
economy plan that doesn't benefit anybody except for people who are fucking not in a position to need benefits?
For me, the shitty takeaway was just the idea that, like, saying like, oh, these people, they value different things than we do, and that's why they deserve to have their state on fire, and also is why their state's on fire, is like straight up there with like saying like those Westerners, their women reveal too much skin, and that's why there's earthquakes. Like, it's those kinds of like arguments.
You think it's like the same kind of ridiculous arguments that you hear from like religion? God, you know what's crazy though? I didn't realize that that the president has like a financial, or not a religious council. That's a thing.
Separation of church and state. Ah.
And not only that, but his
Just kidding.
his religious advisor is a fucking tele-evangelicist.
I thought you were
So
gonna say
she's like-
Teletubby.
No, but so she's a fucking
Just thought you were
lunatic.
gonna
Like,
say
she's not.
Teletubby.
No,
I
that
was
would be
gonna
great,
lose.
but-
I was gonna lose my fucking mind.
But I mean, like, so it's not like it's not that she's religious. She's the insane kind of religious, like the problematic kind.
Oh yeah.
The ones that are like, oh, the world's gonna end in 3 days because Jesus told me through a piece of bread.
Oh yeah.
And it's like,
Televangelists are
what the
basically a fringe element of Christianity that actively tries to profit off of it via celebrity and broadcasting.
Yeah, it's like, and what I don't understand is just how.
Meanwhile, Jesus is fucking pre-burning these people thousands of years ago, being like, you. It's like you sooner force a camel through the head of a needle than. Oh, it was like it's easier for a camel to pass through the head of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. It's like, oh fuck, that's rather unambiguous, Jesus.
Jesus, that's classist. You can't be like that.
Jesus says, eat the rich.
No, he doesn't. He says burn the rich. That's why he sends them down. Do you think it's like a karma thing where he's like, well, you guys had a pretty good life on Earth, right? Now you get to fucking suffer. It's like, oh damn.
There's
fuck
there's
me,
a
then.
reason why the stereotypical monk was a humble person wearing like shabby
Humble. Wait,
clothing
what
and shit.
the fuck are you talking about?
You're supposed to be the monks are supposed to be these humble individuals with like minor, like no belongings and minor clothing, and they're supposed to be cloistered and devout. And nowadays it's like, shit, I got a Rolex and a Rolls Royce and a posse.
I mean, that's the Vatican has never been humble. That's not been one of their main focuses as a country, is not being humble. It's all about gold and them riches and whatever things you can say to make everybody else that isn't white people feel bad.
Greetings.
That's the best part. Birth control to stop a spread of an HIV? No, God says they all should die.
Winds be
Actually, I think they're having financial troubles now.
What, the
Last I checked.
Vatican?
Yeah, I think Vatican City is having financial issues. Which makes sense because their only export is fucking religion.
Ah,
Like,
as expected.
It's a country that does
How may
nothing.
I
It
aid
literally
you?
produces
And
nothing.
Watch over you.
Like, I don't even know why it hasn't been taken over. Like, any country could just invade the Vatican and they win. There's no army. Like, what's wrong with people? They just let this fucking place hang out and spout lies? Like,
this,
you just let
this
that
conversation
happen.
has to end so bad.
That's fine. I did a
just-
couple of years as a
just
choir
Fragrantly
boy,
just
it's fine.
pissing off people while flailing and saying random things, basically.
Oh, I'm baptized. I can say whatever. God
I
will
mean, I
forgive me.
guess.
I could just go and talk to a priest and say, "I'm sorry. I'm real sorry." And they go, "Oh, it's okay, you can go back into the kingdom."
Jesus Christ. I'm gonna get
I mean,
comments about this one.
It's
It's
fine.
all Andrew's fault. Go yell at him. His Twitter is
Whatever,
at
you
Knackleson and Knackle. Shut the fuck up.
Please
Get out of my
do.
comment section.
Yeah. Just
I'm
go
not saying
hate on
these
me.
things. Except,
completely
well, I said
on
the other things.
I said the-
Jesus did say eat the rich. Just so you know, like if you're a Christian and you believe in Jesus, then tax billionaires.
I don't think he said tax
all
billionaires. I think he was
billionaires,
just
all
like-
billionaires are bad.
Well, no, he just said that rich people don't get to go to heaven. That's not. I mean, no matter how much money you got, you just
Yeah,
can't
and
buy
there's
your
no
way to
other
heaven.
context to be drawn from that claim.
Well, I mean, look, Jesus was a poor kid growing up. I'm sure he just had his own grievances. I don't know, man. I don't trust a dude who pushed a fucking kid off the roof and killed him. Like, it's not
Jamie?
a very good Lord and Savior. I mean, he only brought the kid back to life because someone complained about it. That's real fucking pious of you, Jesus. Like, please, Lord, bring back my son. I really love him. Ugh, fine, fuck.
What brings you here? Walk with
Did Jesus push somebody off a cliff? I don't remember the
Yeah,
story.
dude. That's it's Jesus pushes kid off roof.
That's
Blah, blah, blah.
that is a search sentence.
The
Jesus.
infancy gospel of Thomas is a biological gospel of childhood of Jesus, believed to date to the latest of the 2nd century. It does not form part of the biblical canon because it's a fucking fake story that has canon.
Oh, it's not canon?
I don't know what that means, Keith. What does it mean to not be canon in the Bible? Everything's not canon because fucking King James rewrote like 90% of it to his own desire. So I don't know what the fuck counts as
That is a
canon.
confusing discussion of which things are actually canon.
It's not a confusing discussion. It's all non-fiction, or it's all fiction. So it doesn't matter. Everyone can make their own fan fiction of fucking the Bible. It's fine. That's how Mormonism
there's the flight
exists. That's
path.
how everything exists. But yeah, basically it was blah 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 blah. Well, content. Text describes the life of child Jesus with fanciful, sometimes malevolent supernatural events, comparable to the trickster nature of the godlike in many Greek myths. One of the episodes involved Jesus making clay birds, which he then proceeds to bring to life, an act also attributed to Jesus in the Quran. Yeah, there we go. Jesus kills his first child when at age 1 he curses a boy, which causes the child's body to wither
Kills
into a
his
corpse.
first child. Like it's the first
Later-
notch on his belt in a career of child killings.
Later,
What a
Jesus kills
fucking
another child
sentence.
when Jesus curses him when he apparently accidentally bumps into Jesus.
That was the year I killed my first child.
Could you imagine? Like,
Jesus.
someone accidentally bumps into Jesus and he's like, and dead. Like,
But this is considered non-canon or something.
well, yeah, you
What if-
have to say that, otherwise Jesus is a fucking monster. Like,
I was gonna say, like, I usually hear good things about Jesus at least. Jesus.
well, that's
Christ.
because it's a fake story of only the good accounts. Let's see another one. He bumps into Jesus, throws a stone at Jesus, or punches Jesus, depending on the translation. When Joseph and Mary's neighbors complain that their son is fucking dead, they are miraculously struck blind by Jesus.
Whoa.
Jesus then starts receiving lessons, but arrogantly tries to teach the teacher, instead upsetting the teacher who suspects supernatural origins.
What in the world?
Jesus is amused by this suspicion, which he confirms because he's the son of God, and revokes all his earlier apparent cruelty. Like he just makes
Like he-
everything go back to normal. So he subsequently resurrects a
He
friend who
takes
was
it
killed.
back.
Yeah, he takes it back. He just says, he says, take backsies, and he.
Yeah, I
brings
didn't know.
people
I didn't know the
back.
guy takes backsies.
I mean, he's got a pretty good, dial to the man upstairs, so he can probably get a soul or two sent back. Like, wait, does he? Wait, no, he is the son of God, but he is also God. So technically, he just has to call himself and ask himself to give some soul.
You are in such a mission to get me in trouble today.
Wait, who the hell was in fucking heaven if Jesus was on earth? Wait, did heaven just lose God for like a couple of years? Wait, what? Wait a second. How does this work? Is time not a constant for God? Is he outside of the realms of
Probably
time?
not actually. I mean, I imagine he created time.
Wait, then what the fuck?
Just because you build a treadmill doesn't mean you got to get on it.
No, but like, then wait, does he not have? He exists in an outside of time? That's terrifying. What is outside of time like?
I don't know. Fucking godlike, I guess.
Wait, does he not have day-night cycles? Because that has to
He's
be
not
time,
on
the passage of
Earth,
time.
so of course he doesn't have day-night cycles. What the fuck are you talking about?
Is God a neat?
Is he what?
Is he a neat? Is he like just sitting at home all day?
What is
playing
a
with fucking,
neat?
like no education,
What are
no
you
employment,
saying?
no training. If time isn't moving, then
He
he's doing
created
nothing.
all everything. What the fuck? He doesn't need to be
But
educated
you
about it
can't-
if you're
You can't create
assuming
yourself.
he
So someone
exists.
created him, which means there is a above creator, which means that if he was
It's
created in a place
creator-
with no time,
creators all the
then-
way down.
but that's what I'm saying. Like, so he created a place that had time, but how did he come up with time? Does he know what? How did he know what time was as a concept if he doesn't live within time?
No, I just felt like it.
What the fuck does that mean? See, this is why I don't. This
That's
is why I
what
got kicked out.
well, that's what I got.
This is- 'cause it
That's
doesn't
what I
make
got
sense,
from
like-
reading about Norse mythology. Is that like Odin just kind of felt like they needed to have a world.
That's a
So,
hell of a.
At
that's a
first
hell
there
of a
was
life.
just Ymir, who just existed somehow, and then Ymir birthed a bunch of giants and gods from its armpits, because it's an ungendered giant. And then Odin was like, "Yo, I want a world to happen." So he killed Ymir, and like Ymir's bones became the land and the mountains, and Ymir's blood became the seas, and Ymir is all of Midgard and all of the land of the world is just
Wait
Ymir.
a second.
That's what
So
Ymir.
there are a bunch of people born from some guy's sweaty ass pits.
Well, not a gender
some thing. Sorry.
creature thing. Yeah, it's just a thing that happened.
That's-
yeah,
that's
that's about
gross.
right.
Do you think it, like the
and
birth
yeah,
was
like,
he literally put
the
his hand-
explanation was more or less along the lines of like, I don't know, Odin thought there should be a world or something now, so he stabbed Ymir with a spear, murdered the shit out of him, and then this fucking world happened. Ta-da!
This is not.
So the idea that God just he just
Doesn't make
felt like
sense.
time should happen is like, sure. It's
but how do you know how do you create something when you
it's about as
don't
normal
have
as
a
it comes.
concept of it? That's what I mean. Like that's the problem. It would make sense if God lived in a world with time, ergo he would create time in his own world. but why would he create time if he's never experienced this? How does he know what time is?
Exactly. Why would Odin know to make a world when he's never had a world before?
I thought he's been to a world before though.
No. Odin was just, you know, existent.
Odin was what? Like
Felt-
floating in space?
No, this is just Ymir. I'm
What
actually
the
really,
fuck does that mean?
really unclear actually. Like, what were they standing on Ymir, or like I don't know where they were when Ymir existed.
Like, what? They just were hovering around Ymir, and he's like,
Oh
okay,
wait,
look,
no,
seriously,
it was
guys.
I think it was a realm of shadow. I think it was just a vague emptiness.
Oh, fuck off!
Why
What? He's
don't-
in the
why-
shadow realm, like.
Andrew, that's not us. You're following random people. Do you just jump off the cliff, you fucking idiot? God damn it.
Oh wait, that's
You
a fucking elf warrior. Shit.
Fool ass dumb.
I gotta run.
Jesus
Hold
Christ.
on,
Alright, here we go. Alright.
I'll be back. I'm
No,
coming
no.
back now.
Mythologies and religion are completely fucking confusing and bizarre to go through. And it's why you gotta start people young, usually. It's just really
Well, yeah, because
it's really hard to stomach if you're developed in other ways. No, well, yeah. Once you have your
Keith, I don't tend to insult the people that follow.
No,
religion.
I'm not
Jesus.
saying they're less developed. I'm saying that it's easier to get them to buy into the stuff when they're less developed, as in like earlier in their life.
Basically, religion only works on the stupid because you have to be stupid to believe it.
Because I have very religious family, and they'll sometimes start talking to me about it, and it doesn't go very well because I ask any questions, and that immediately is a problem because they're used to being in buildings full of people that don't ask questions. They just all get told what to think by a person. And also they're in a community of people that where it's like believing in the thing is the sense of community that they get as people. So like you don't want to shake the foundations and question it, because then you could like feel shunned by the community that you depend on for your social cred and basic
Wait a second,
society
what?
support and stuff like that.
Is that not cripplingly terrifying to think about that
Well,
you're
that's
a
why
part
people
of a,
that's why people
you're part
don't
of a
question
group-
it, because
part of a
it's
group
dangerous
that-
to question this stuff. Like
Could
even
you
if you
shut the fuck up, I'm gonna beat your ass.
like even
Alexa.
if you don't
Stop.
have like extreme parents that are going to actually disown you or something, you still have to deal with the idea that like your extended family just won't be as comfortable around you, or people won't like you as much if you don't like subscribe to the same ideas as what is oftentimes your entire community.
That's, I don't know. I guess to me it seems even just in the confines of someone who is a part of religion,
That's just
you
how it
wouldn't
goes.
want, like, you wouldn't want to create religion to be, you wouldn't want to create religion that exists only because people are ignorant, because otherwise you create an ignorant religion, which means all of your followers are dumb. Where you would want to create a religion that's progressive, something that is.
You're sitting here saying,
like-
I don't tend to insult religious people, but they're all dumb.
No, I'm saying, but it's not that they themselves are entirely dumb people. It's that they're doing something that they believe is the correct thing, which is dumb. And they are doing it because they are told it's the right thing to do, so they don't see it as being dumb. But everyone else who's not a part of the Kool-Aid knows that it's a dumb mindset to be in. And it's fine. You can get out of that mindset. You're not like, there's a difference between being cripplingly stupid, like, say, Florida man, and there are people who just don't understand that that's not the right way to think. Like, those are people, like,
Excuse me,
they're not.
guys.
Oh, are we going
Guys, there's a
somewhere
quest
else?
here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah,
I can't see it on the mini map.
picked
So.
up Boulder Slide Ravine.
Oh, I did not notice.
That's where the resonite crystals are, and the cave in Boulder Slide Ravine.
I mean, it's like I get it. I understand. Like I witnessed it firsthand. I'm like, half my family is very religious, and I
I try
why.
really hard not to antagonize my religious family, but they just will say things at me, and then I'm like,
Yeah, I don't.
and I'm like, excuse
don't-
me, and then that doesn't
don't
go
bother.
well, because I get sometimes it's just like a single piece of pushback is literally more than they've ever given or taken. Because if you want to believe stuff, then you don't really do the next step of questioning. Whereas I kind of become the person who, like, you're walking out of Prometheus and you have the one question that breaks the entire movie. Like, that kind of experience.
Yeah,
Where it's
yeah,
like they'll
I
just
know.
throw an idea at me and I'll be like, all right, here's the obvious follow-up question. And then they don't want to talk to me anymore. And it's like, all right.
Yeah, they go like,
well,
wait a second, this
good-
is not a fun conversation.
good talk. Good talk.
Yeah,
I think one of the
just
reasons. I think one of the ones that came up was this idea that like. It was this idea that like, what happened to all the people before Jesus showed up? Because like everyone after Jesus apparently has this religion that can save them, but like if God created
Well,
all
they're
these
pagans, so it didn't
people,
matter.
if God created all those people for all those years, were they all just already doomed all the time forever? Because they didn't have a Jesus to tell them that what the religion was? Because like they took a sweet time to get there,
No,
to
you have
get around to
remember
telling all
that-
those people that they're like, here's how you don't go to hell. Like
No,
generations
before
of people
Jesus
just
existed,
got
a lot of people
fucked apparently.
were around. Like God communicated with people prior to Jesus existing.
Yeah, but that's not the Christian Bible though. That's a different religion, which is
That's the
apparently the
Catholic
wrong
Bible.
one.
No, that's the regular fucking Bible.
That's the
I
Old
mean-
Testament.
Yeah,
That's Jews.
the Old Testament is Catholic. That's
I don't
Catholicism.
think that's correct, is it?
Yeah, Christians are the ones who use the New Testament. They're the ones that are like, fuck that old guy. He was weird and like judgmental. We're part of the hip new Jesus. And I was like, what the fuck?
The Old Testament was primarily based upon the 24 books of the Jewish Bible.
Which I thought is what Catholicism was based on.
I think the New Testament's Christians and the Old Testament's the Jews. I could be wrong about that. It's fucking confusing. It's not my world.
Fucking Catholicism
Y'all
Bible.
didn't-
Tell me.
why
which
didn't y'all have this
fucking-
quest? There we
Can
go.
you just tell me which Bible is the
How you
fucking-
guys? How you guys missing all these quests everywhere somehow? Ba-boom.
Yeah,
But anyway-
there's a couple there. I mean, it has Old Testament.
But anyway, I'm having a conversation with a Christian, so it's their job to like answer questions and have some idea what to tell to me.
Yeah, I mean, some of them
there's this
are
idea,
not
there's this
as
idea that
informed,
Jewish told everyone. There's the idea that Jesus told everyone like how to live according to God and be saved and all that. So it's like, okay, so what happened before everyone?
okay.
So I'm like, so what happened before Jesus? Like, are all those people always doomed? And then they throw this thing at me that's like this idea that like because they were ignorant, they were instead judged on who they were as people, instead of like how correctly they devoted themselves to Christianity. And I'm like, wait, doesn't that mean that Jesus kind of just doomed everyone by showing up?
Well, he
'Cause
doomed
if he-
non-believers in Jesus.
Because
yes.
if he didn't show up, then everyone could have been just kept on getting judged by how they were as people instead of like how correctly they devoted themselves to this rule set, which
Well,
back in those
that's-
days, real mixed ability to even like send that information out to everybody too. Like, good luck being able to convey that to
Well,
everyone. Oh
that's-
shit, we just aggroed so many people.
I mean, that's why they had the thing called like apostles, and that's why they had the really important peace mission called the Crusades, where they tried to make sure everyone knew what religion was the right religion. I mean, the thing is that
I'm 50-50 on
In
just
the
deleting this
theory-
entire recording.
in the theory of well, okay, I mean.
Why do we keep talking about this?
Okay, so here's the thing. To answer your question in a serious, non.
I was right.
manner,
Old
is that-
Testament is Jewish. You're fucking wrong about everything.
no,
And you're
so,
baptized. Get fucked.
No, Catholic uses both Old and New Testament. Latter-day Saints use New and their special editions, and
It's very confusing.
and
'Cause
Christians
then you have
just
Seventh-day
are whatever.
Adventists, and you have other one.
You got a million. No, but I mean,
Yeah,
to
right.
answer
You already
your
said Latter-day
question-
Saints.
Yeah,
It
to
gets
answer your
very,
question
it's
about
incredibly convoluted.
the
It's like
people,
trying to follow. It's like trying to follow comic books.
yeah, basically.
I'm sorry. Which
there's a lot
version of
of
Spider-Man is this?
Well, so the thing is that the reason that Jesus exists more or less is also because it wasn't working in the old system. Like, that was why. I mean, for fuck's sake, God flooded the planet.
And I go into that conversation knowing that I'm ignorant, but it's like they started the conversation, and I'm just like,
no, that's
I'm
just
just
how it is.
asking
Normally, some
I'm just
people
asking
don't,
the follow up to the thing that they proposed to me, which
and,
they just kind of threw at me, and I'm like, wait,
and that's not how it.
doesn't
that's
that
not how
seem-
it's supposed to be.
yeah.
Like, they're not supposed to be they're not supposed to be dismissive of your questions. They're supposed to be able to answer them. If they can't, then they look towards someone more senior in the faith to help guide you. Like a priest would be the one who would answer those questions. I mean, that was what happened when I was going through my my whatever called again? I forget. The become part of the whatever choir boy shit. Or be an altar boy. I had to sit down with a priest and ask all of my questions to him, and then that became the thing of like, okay, well, there is no solution for you besides leaving. Like, like the questions you're asking aren't questions that have answers because they rely on faith. But I mean, that's it. Like, I understand. Like, here's the thing. I understand the concept of religion and why people like it. What I don't understand is the concept of blind faith. I don't understand why you would ignorantly shun reality in exchange for a mythical reality.
Well, it's like I just told you.
No, I know.
It's
but
because
I'm saying,
religions form communities, and if you
Yeah.
if you rock the boat, then you run the risk of being shunned by that community.
But let me, like, to put it in a different perspective, if you're running with a bunch of people and they're killing everyone, and you go, well, I don't want to rock the boat because I don't want to lose my friends even though they're killing people, like, that doesn't absolve you from being a bad person. Like, there's a part where, like, if you continue to feed into the bad sides without questioning them or putting them down, you end up inadvertently being a part of it. So like say Westboro Baptist Church is a good example. They are lunatics, like fucking lunatics. And most religious, like most other sects of religion, agree that they are insane. Going to like a cemetery and saying like soldiers deserve to die because they're gay is not how it works.
They've always been a
Like
baffling organization because it almost feels like they're on a mission to make their own religion look bad.
Which,
Like, it's been the most bizarro thing to watch. I'm like,
props to them because they did a very good job and they are successful. But the thing is that there are also people who are like, well, they're not wrong. Like, gay people are. It's like, okay, no. See, that's the thing. Is like you can't just pick and choose stuff. You need to understand why their actions are bad, not because, like, you can't just say, well, they can't protest troops. That's not okay. It's like, no. The not okay part is that the things that they're saying are not bad things. They're taking normal things and using them as like a reason for someone dying, and that's not acceptable because those are not, like, no one dies by. Regardless, the point is that you should.
I'm losing the thread so hard on you. You're just ranting
that's
in
why
circles.
I'm trying to pull it back.
Like,
Basically,
straight
the
up
point
don't.
is that.
Like, you're going on the most strange tangents today, and I can't follow.
Sorry, the point. Yeah, that's my bad. I'm pulling it away. To bring it back, basically the point I'm trying to make is that I understand being a part of those communities. I understand that matters, but it shouldn't come at the cost of reality. Like, you shouldn't throw away what is factually true in the pursuit of upkeeping a community, or upkeeping a sense of
so many
community
enemies
with
around the
people
corner
who are basically just like, who are just misunderstood lunatics.
There's so many. This area is dense.
Sorry. Yeah, I guess I don't know. It gets frustrating because it's really hard to not talk about these types of things because they are very impactful in society. These are things that do have a 100% noticeable impact in the world. And it's really tough to just, like, you have to be like, well, they're people's, like, beliefs, so you have to be kind of sensitive about it. But then when you realize that some parts are actively malicious, you go like, well, at what point do we have to, like, actually start, like, breaking down this problem? Like, they are essentially terrorists. They're going around and terrorizing people and using their faith as a shield to get away with it. And, like, that's not acceptable. And, I mean, we know that because... the
Westboro Baptist Church?
Well, yeah, like, they're an example, but there are other groups that go out.
I don't think they've done violent acts, have they? So
no, but I would say that, I mean, terrorism isn't just
massive
killing
assholes
people
that go around protesting funerals and stuff.
Terrorists are just like people who are
protesting a funeral is not terrorism. It's fucked up for 100 other reasons, but that's just not the right word for it.
Well, it's not terrorism. But I mean, it's not. No, I'm talking more in like ways of trying to what's the word I'm looking for? Like when you're trying to fuck, why can't I think of the damn word? basically like the best example is the gay marriage problem, where there's so many people that are like basically doing anything they can to prevent it from happening because reasons. I really don't. I still don't get it to this day. What
No.
like what the
It was a
the
bizarre
argument there
experience.
is.
It was really weird living in California when Prop 8 passed, and being
Why?
like we're California. We're the ones that don't suck at these kinds of things, right? And then we're like, and now gay marriage is illegal again. And you're like, wait, but
Well, to be
fuck
fair, that
happened?
wasn't our fault. That was because the Supreme Court said that the way we went about it wasn't the right way, if I remember
No.
correctly.
no,
No?
Prop 8 was
We
a
just-
proposition, meaning
Yeah,
it's
and
a
I thought we
public
couldn't
vote.
make that. I thought we couldn't use a proposition to make that law.
No, Prop 8 made gay marriage illegal,
Oh.
and it passed.
Wait, it did?
Yes. Back when we were in high school, gay marriage was legal for a bit, and then Prop 8 made it illegal again.
Oh, I thought Prop 8 was
Because
gonna make it
California has a proposition system where people
Yeah.
can directly vote on law, which is not a great idea in many cases.
Oh no, it's almost 100%
people can basically
a
write
terrible
their
idea.
people can basically write their own law and with enough support it can get onto the ballot and pass and fail and so on. So every
Yeah.
time we vote in California, there's propositions on the on it, which are often like really crazy because sometimes it's like, hey, dedicate funds to this thing by doing this thing, and it's like this is would have been nice if this entire crazy economic model that is being voted on by the public was like vetted by someone who knows how it would work and stuff like that.
Well,
Like,
to be fair, I believe
that's often part
I
of the
believe
experience is that like
it's-
someone, if it's popular enough, it can be put on the ballot even if it doesn't necessarily make sense. But yeah,
I thought you
and
can't- but
what
I thought
happened is there was this
the
big
local government can overturn.
there was
right?
a huge anti-gay religious upswelling of support that and they got so mobilized they were able to ban gay marriage again in California. Which that's another problem with the proposition system when it's one
It
thing
can
when
be
it's like,
abused.
oh god, there's
Oh,
so
run.
much
Yeah.
aggro, we're so
Yeah, we need to
fucked. Oh god, we can't jump down either because everything. Nope, I'm dead. Everything down there is dead too. Jesus. One of the issues about the proposition system is the idea that like, if it's one thing where it's like it's an emergency thing, like it's us versus the government, we need to get this through because they won't do it and stuff like
Us
that.
versus the
But it's one
government.
thing when it's like a left versus right or right versus left issue, because inherently the people that are going to win are the people who wanted the proposition in the first place because they mobilized so hard to get on the ballot in the first place, and they're going to come out in
Yeah.
force to vote for it at the polls, where everyone else that isn't supporting it or has a decent chance literally haven't even learned about it or noticed that it existed, so they're not going to be there to sort
Wait,
of
was it the
groundswell
other
to
way
support
around?
against it. What?
Hold on.
What are you saying? What was your
I
question?
was trying to see. Yeah, that's what it was. Yeah, because I was wondering like, well, how did it? I thought that you couldn't do that because once it became legal, then they like saying no is basically deny. It's like, I thought you couldn't. Yeah, I thought you couldn't ban it like that.
It happened, like
Yeah,
2007
but then
or so.
yeah, because I'm reading here and then it was blah, blah, blah.
Like whether or not it
on
worked long term or not, it was just the idea that like that happened, and that was
Yeah,
really,
no,
that
no,
was a
no.
real that was like, for me that was like the that was like baby Trump a little bit.
Was that
like,
the reminder that democracy continues?
well,
because
it's just one of those
and-
moments where I feel like, oh, we're better than this, right? And then I see
Nope.
that thing pass when I'm like 17 or whatever. I'm like, the fuck, California, and then yeah, like 8
it's-
years later, a way worse version of that happened essentially on a national scale. I'm like, I really thought we were like collectively better than this, but I am very wrong.
Hey, you have
Oh,
a very
boy.
positive view of the collection. And
It's
it is
a
not
bummer. I was
accurate.
very optimistic about some of the stuff. It's a real bummer to watch like all the authority figures in your, well, the people that grew up when you were growing up were like the authority figures in your life, all patting each other on the backs because they all collectively elected Trump into office. And I'm like, oh,
Well, yeah, it's a last
no.
hurrah out of a dying species called the boomers. We're gonna fucking kill them one day, and we're all gonna be better for it. But until then, those fucking assholes can do whatever the fucking hell they want. Just enjoy it. Not like I'm gonna have a planet to live on anyways, thanks to them. Just enjoy it. Yeah, no, because in 2013,
It's
the Supreme
essentially
Court
a
was like, you
30-year
can't ban same-sex marriage, and overturned it.
It's that's so many years later.
Well,
That-
yeah, because you have to. The Supreme Court doesn't take cases.
Like the takeaway there is that it was already, the situation there is that it was already fucking legal to have gay marriage, and assholes managed to repel that right for another 6 years.
Yeah.
It's a
Well, you
fucked
know
up
what they got
system.
in the end? Now they look like jackasses because then it got overturned, and now no one could ever deny same-sex marriage.
Well, yeah, the big thing is that it finally became a huge oops shit. It
Yeah,
finally
it became
became
a huge- big enough
a
problem.
countrywide thing. Ah shit, I've got double aggro. Where are you guys? I'm stuck
down
at the
low
entrance,
there.
covered in death.
Oh.
Ah
okay,
fuck.
okay.
Ah fuck. I'm just gonna die again.
Wait, why
Oh,
did you
it took,
why
took
did you
so long to
resurrect-
get back.
Why didn't you resurrected your body?
Because there was no reason to be up there anymore.
Oh, is it not?
I don't think so. I don't know. My quest went away, which I assume means it get completed.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess let's go down there then, bud.
But then
Oh,
I
yeah,
aggroed
don't
one.
have any-
But then I accidentally sort of aggroed one guy, which chain aggroed. And I'm like, ah, fuck! I haven't even healed from resurrecting yet. This is doomed.
I like that. It's just like yeah, they dismissed it because obviously it's fucking not okay to deny people the right to get married, and then they just said Governor Jerry Brown could make same-sex marriages resume. Like it's just like someone pulled the lever on it. It was like, hold it, got to get proof from the boss
Yep.
first.
It's
Can't be having these
religious
can't be having
tolerance-
these certificates going out.
they really strain religious tolerance when stuff like that happens. It's
They
like,
have
okay,
to. There's not really.
we have
much
these
choice.
beliefs, so we're gonna live this way. Okay. Also, everyone has to. Wait. Hang on.
Well, okay, no, everyone has to unless you believe in a different religion, in which case you're wrong and you should not believe in religion.
Like, I live in an entire house of LGBT people. Like,
Oh no, you live in a house of sin.
and it's like, it's really hard to tolerate
has abandoned your
these kinds of thoughts when they go in these directions.
I just don't. My thing is, man, I can't believe you have I can't believe you care enough. That's what bothers me. Like that
I mean,
they
just
care
in
that
general,
much.
anti-LGBT thought based on religion is just inherently bad, because, as it turns out, being a religious community doesn't magically stop LGBT people from being born in it. So, you're just inevitably going to ruin the lives of people by either making them hide themselves and feel hated by everyone around them, or actually come out and potentially have to face the judgment of everyone around them.
Keith, it doesn't matter. You just go to the church and say I'm sorry. Then you go to heaven with your big boy Jesus.
Well, you can't just
Doesn't
say you're sorry. You have
matter.
to live your entire life pretending not to be yourself.
No, you throw
in
some
order-
money in the little basket and you say, I'm sorry, God. You clap your hands a couple of times and he goes, I forgive you. And he kisses your forehead like, mwah. And then everything's okay.
Yes,
was what my
no,
book said.
You can't just apologize away something when it's your entire life.
You want to bet? You literally can just, like, even if you commit murder, you can apologize for it and be forgiven. Like, that's... You, as long as you repent, you will go to heaven. Doesn't matter what you did. Doesn't matter how bad it was. As long as you apologize and repent, you will be admitted to the great fucking land of God. That's why I don't like it. It doesn't punish people. It threatens,
I mean,
it
I can
threatens
believe
people.
I believe you about that. That you think that.
It does
this
not.
religion,
It
this religion's not spiteful enough. Send it back.
Yeah, I mean,
That's Sandrew's approach to many things.
that's just garbage, man. And the thing is it doesn't punish people at all. Like, there's no punishment. You basically just create a bunch of spoiled jackasses who can say and do whatever they want, and then the interim is like, oh no, I guess society thinks that's bad, I'm gonna apologize and it'll be okay. It's like, no, you're still a shithole. You still lost. Like, you can't clap your hands and it goes away, buddy. I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that it's easier to just like forgive and forget and move on than it is to like, I don't want to build resentment, but I don't want people to just like like fling their hand away. Like, it's okay. You know, we all make mistakes. Like, some of us make okay mistakes. Some of us make not okay mistakes. Like,
I think the internal logic's supposed to be that it's only God's position to judge. So you simply admit your crimes and then you live.
then how the fuck did they ban gay marriage?
Yeah, well, that's the issue.
Yeah.
It's only God's place to judge until we feel like it.
Well,
And then it's time for a good old persecuting.
You know what? It actually always confuses me when people say that, like, doing God's work, where it's like, excuse me, he's a fucking omnipotent being. If he wants something fucking done, he'll do it. Why? He doesn't need your shitty ass to do anything. Like,
We are
like
not leaving the subject at all.
Sorry,
this is
that's one thing that it's just something that always bothers me that people say that, and it's like, how do you
like there's
say
no
that when-
there's no edit of this stream that removes the massive amount of like wildly offensive talk.
In the bright side, there's nothing. I don't know. Oh, actually, I saw that. What is it? Apparently, we had like a Medicare lease with Puerto Rico, and it's coming up soon, and we're probably not going to renew it, which means everyone in Puerto Rico loses access to state health insurance.
Hooray!
Hooray! We can't afford it. We have to pay for a $13 billion wall around New Mexico. We gotta keep those damn New Mexicans out.
More mega missiles coming out of mega planes. It's very important.
Or if any,
Even though we're abandoning our allies.
we're not abandoning our allies.
We literally did.
No, we're
Literally-
just not
literally
helping
already
them.
happened.
That's not abandoning.
Literally everyone was like, "Oh my God, this is a mistake." Every country, except for the couple that really profit from it, and also both left and right-leaning politicians, including the worst ones, like the ones I hate the most, are still the ones that are still like, "Oh my God, no, Trump, don't. No, you can't just abandon them in the middle of this war." And he's like, "Nope, I made a good move, and I'm a big man, and it's my big diaper, my big britches, and I'm a big boy, and I made the power move because I'm a businessman who makes the smart choices all the time because I'm the decider." And I'm like,
Isn't our economy kind of like in a shaky ground because China's kind of like, you know, one of our most important what's the industrial partners, and we've now just embargoed them for fucking no reason. Like, and it's great because all it's doing is making it worse for Hong Kong because they now can't be able to sustain their small economy while there's a giant looming threat above them, and now they're going to die, and it's all America's fault yet again. And then we get to put it in our history book and hang our heads low every time we tell kids we fucked up. We could have prevented it, but we decided not to because money was more important.
Chat is correct when they're saying that the part of the Bible that claims that gay marriage and so on, or gay relationships in general, are supposed to be a sin, is often debated as to whether or not it ever meant that in the first place.
It probably didn't. King James probably just didn't like them gays.
There's a NPR miniseries about gay conversion therapy and a bunch of other things going on, and where they talked about like
therapy.
they talked about issues related to the fact that like it's because it's translated from a different language and also from a different era by a great margin, that like the language is actually really unclear about these kinds of things, and people kind of just took it and ran with it.
Well, it also doesn't help that we're following rules from a society that just couldn't even comprehend the life we live now. Like,
Yeah.
these are people who, like, Jesus was born in a fucking barn.
So
Like,
I find it very iffy, both with
Come on,
religious
man.
texts and with the Constitution, to be all like, it's sacred because they wrote it back then. And it's like, that means it's important and more right for some reason. It's like they wrote it in a completely incomprehensibly different world than the one we live in right now.
I mean,
And it was just written
not
by a
only
handful
that,
of
but we've-
people just making their calls. It's like
But
there's
we've also altered the
advan-
fucking Constitution heavily.
yeah.
Like we've changed that motherfucker so much. One of the biggest changes
It was
is that
such
fucking
it was
everyone
designed
that's
the
not white
Constitution's
has the right to
designed
vote.
the Constitution is designed to be changed. But people
Keith.
act like it's crazy. Like no, the Constitution says that means it's sacred. The two
Constitution was written by the geniuses of our time, and they will never fucking
the
be
two
wrong.
parts of the Constitution people lean on most heavily, which is freedom of speech and the right to bear arms, were both added afterwards. They're the
Also,
first two
they don't-
amendments, which by very name indicate that they're additions to the
But
process.
they're also the two biggest amendments people don't understand.
Yeah.
They're like the most misunderstood amendments, and same with separation of church and state. That's also heavily misunderstood. But it's also because we don't teach people. Like I struggle to remember a lot of.
Are you
like-
following me?
Yeah. I struggle to remember a lot of U.S. history, but I mean some of it is is also because
You are
our
following
history
me.
is like weird. Like our history
just
books
looks
are
so
kind of
laggy.
weird. We don't talk about a lot of stuff that happened. We just kind of leave it out, and it's okay. Feel like we leave out a lot of things.
More correct things from chat. The Constitution was like there's people that wrote the Constitution that thought that it was going to be rewritten every couple decades.
Yeah.
But now
well,
now it's just treated. It's
mean-
almost like when you have a heavily religious bent to your entire government and society that you end up with a group of people that are more likely to treat text as sacred and eternal, and so the Constitution just becomes similarly read to how people treat their religious texts. So now it can never be changed, and it's the ultimate truth, and it's just always going to be right forever.
See, this
Even
is the
though
kind of thing that
the world could transform every decade and does, like how someone goes to fucking jail and then they come back out. They come back out and everyone's on smartphones. Like I don't understand what the world is now.
I was gonna say, I would argue that the world has literally changed like so dramatically since the Constitution was written. That was written at a time where people didn't have fucking floors, and now we have people with like god damn, fuck man, shit.
I'll take
sentences
I didn't expect for 10 points.
People living in the fucking dirt, like bunch of idiots. God. Hardwood floors? Yeah, they were like actual hardwood floors. Like someone ripped a fucking tree down and put it on the ground. Like that's
I was
bullshit.
so not ready for it. They
They
didn't
didn't
even
have
have
laminate. They didn't
floors
have tiles.
yet.
They didn't have.
No one
didn't have
even told
cement.
them about floors. I was
I
so
mean, they
not
didn't-
ready for that.
Like fuck, man. And they wrote a constitution and we keep it like law. No, These people have no idea, dude. Yeah, I'm sure freedom of speech works well when they
People
had
keep
no
saying this
concept
is a
that-
good episode in chat and in other chat, and I'm like, I don't trust any of you. I'm deleting this video. This is,
I
I
love the
don't
idea
know.
that like some stuff.
admittedly, there may be a demographic thing where like I know that like these are controversial subjects in the overall world, but it might be that the particular demographic that is watching my content might actually be filtered to not lose their shit. I don't know.
I don't know, man. I'm
I'm
just
not.
thinking.
I'm
like,
not trying to actively shit on religious people. They're all around me and in my family. It's just that big ass problems come from how it's implemented into the world.
My mom
and also,
was-
like,
my mom
yeah,
was,
the
like-
Second Amendment was written back when a gun was a hilariously ineffective object.
Yeah.
Back when it was a
Yeah,
thing
guns
that you had to
were-
slowly reload by like pumping it with like. Like a
Yeah.
fucking wire brush, like you had to like clean it out
There's-
and like fill it up with a pack of like gunpowder and put a ball in it and try to
There's
fire
no
it
way.
again like it was a fucking cannon in your hands. It was a hand cannon, and now it's
There's
like
no.
a completely different
Yeah.
world.
There's
It's
no
a,
way.
It's a whole
if
different
you
experience.
if you try to write a constitution like that in 2019, the first thing that would not be on that would be everyone has the right to own a gun. That would not be anywhere near it. No one would give you that right. That only exists because at the time we were literally a nation that needed to have local militia to keep it safe from a lot of enemies that wanted this good land.
That is the thing. Is it was
AKA
written
the
at, it was
people
written at a time
that-
where we had already been invaded by our own previous government, and we're looking forward to more instances of that happening. So it was like a well-trained militia,
Yeah.
like
Every state
part
needs
of
one.
the
You can't just
same-
have an army because
part
it was
of the same
impossible
part
to
of the
have an army in
Constitution
the US.
and Bill of Rights discusses how we're supposed to quarter troops, meaning that they can like just sort of come live in our house, and we have to take
Well,
care
that's-
of them and fund them, and we have to like arm them and feed them and bathe them and all that because they
Yeah.
just decided to live in our house now. Like that's
Well, and
that's
it's-
just like
but
how
the
the
thing
just
is
like how
that-
the anti-gay stuff is right next to the anti-shellfish stuff. Like it's like that's the kind of documents we're talking about, but people don't really read them anymore, and they pick the
Yeah.
really specific part they want to get really shouty about,
It's
and then
I
they
don't
get
know,
really
it's-
shouty.
It
for
makes
a
a lot
long
more sense when
time.
you think about stuff like National Guard.
Stay
Like
away
the National Guard was a solution to this not having a standing military in each state. And then the government like absorbed the National Guard, and now it is just it's not the military, but it's part of the military, which makes it more confusing. And that's why, like, it basically the government continued to like expand its influence. Like it started taking more responsibility on, and in doing so it didn't update the Constitution while it was doing it. So then we created this
Blood
weird
and
gap where like,
thunder.
okay, a bunch of you have
For the
guns,
Horde.
but it's okay because you got them from your forefathers who
Yeah.
needed them because they were part of the militia, and you're not part of it, but you can keep it.
Blood
But
and thunder.
wait, can you still buy new ones? But you're not part of the shit.
That
and then it
sentence
became
went
like,
places.
well, that's what the argument was in the Supreme Court, and basically it was like, yeah, I guess everyone can just have guns. Like I don't. It's a really weird problem that only exists because we built.
But it's hard not to see why OK Boomer became a thing, because like.
I mean, that exists because
That's
old
just-
people say stupid shit sometimes.
Well, yeah, well,
like,
but it's also a manifestation of the frustration of the fact that like we now have a couple younger generations that are both just watching massive, very obvious problems happen around them, and then their parents and grandparents are just telling them that it's not a problem or it's not real or other things like that. And like it goes to both global warming and shootings, where it's like kids are growing up now in a society that I can't even process because it wasn't my reality either, is that they grow up doing like drills for shootings, and like it's a constant reality where they're constantly told that they might be murdered at school, and that's a
Yeah.
thing they do drills for, and the drills themselves are so traumatic that people have like strong reactions to just the drill for the thing because then the anxiety of living with that.
I mean, to be fair, Keith,
Like they're
what
building
they're
schools right now in the United States with the same philosophy that prisons are designed in, with the idea
Well,
that you
yeah.
can see the entire. They have the panopticon where you can observe the entire school simultaneously in an attempt to prevent school shootings. People that design prisons are designing schools, and like that's a world we live in. And so like
Well,
those
Keith,
kids are
what's the
growing
alternative?
up in those schools while being told that the world is just on the brink of collapse and we need to change course immediately. And every single year we continue not changing course. Many years of additional consequences are added directly for each one. And these are all obvious problems that are very observable by basically everyone. And then all of their parents and grandparents are like, nah, those are all myths. It's all the liberal media and the liberal sciences and all these fictions because it's inconvenient to us. And so it's literally like, that's why people are like, okay, boomer. And like people are just, the younger generations are literally just waiting for the older generations to die so they can claw the fucking world out of their dead hands and try to save it at that point, because they have
But
all
it
the
is
power
saved.
over every
It's saved from the
institution,
liberals.
and they just plug their ears and pretend all problems don't exist.
Keith, the liberals will lose when the planet dies. That is the prerogative. There
And that's
can't
why-
be
that's
liberals
why
if
we
there
end-
can't
that-
be humans.
That's why we end up with kids giving these big emotional speeches about global warming in front of like the UN and things like that, and people are like, look at this poor child being manipulated by the liberals, and it's like no, this poor child represents entire generations of people that all understand how bad the thing is, and instead of actually fixing the problem, you instead slander the child. And this
I love
happened
the-
both with the shootings and the global warming, because you have the Greta for the global warming, and then you have the you have David Hogg and these other people that that were in the Parkland shooting situation, where like it's easier just to slander those people and attack them constantly than it is to actually address any of their arguments. And this
Well,
is why
that's because
this is why the
change-
younger generation's so frustrated with the older people, is because they're completely unheard. They're just watching these old people sit on all the power and plug their ears going la 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 until they die.
Well, no,
And
it's not even
it's
that. They're
fucking
not even plugging their
nuts.
ears. They're literally screaming that we're wrong and that we don't know any. And it's like, hey, we're all fucking 30 now. You can't keep doing this to us. Like, we can fucking see the world. Like,
Yeah.
We're not children. We don't just go like, oh, I don't understand.
This is why
it.
one of
Why
the
is
this
it
is why one
bad?"
of the only people ever banned from my Discord was the idiot that's like, hey, more people died of shovels. Why don't you ban shovels? I'm like, people are being executed in their schools, and you're throwing a joke like that around because that's what he says probably in his idiot fucking conservative
Facebook
like
group?
Facebook group where that kind of shit flies. That open callousness that doesn't care about dead children. Like, Jesus Christ. Like, oh, you know,
No.
just countless people dying. Let's not solve anything ever.
I mean, Jesus does like to kill kids.
Like, it's
We
just
found that out.
it's just so much.
Yeah,
It's just such a fucking thing. And like I've had to explain to people that David Hogg actually went to the school that he went to in my own family, because they fell for the fucking conspiracies about how he secretly is from a different school entirely and stuff like that, and it was all a thing.
What?
Yeah, because there was a conspiracy. There was like, this was the thing. Is like PolitiFact's like lie of the year was all around was given to the Parkland students, and as not what they were saying, but like all of the campaigns designed to discredit them and slander them over the course of
Yeah.
the year, because it was so elaborate. And one of the ones was that they were just saying David Hogg didn't even go to that school. And what was incredible is if you look,
Could you literally check that? Like,
well,
instantly?
that's the thing. The thing posited as evidence was a fucking school photo from the yearbook, like the grid of photos. And if you look at that grid of photos, in the corner is a guy wearing the jersey of the Parkland school. Evidence doesn't matter. It's just that they can cling to the idea that, oh, I can just discredit these people. That means I don't have to worry about the problem anymore. And that's how little it takes for them to just give up on the idea and just be like, see, it's just a lie. I can go back to feeling good about myself and not doing anything. Like, that's exactly what it is.
What I don't understand is what's the end game?
That's why
'Cause-
that's why you have a fucking
'cause all
Republican walking into either the Senate or the House with a snowball, saying like, "See, there's snow. There's no global warming." That's all it takes
Okay,
for
Keith,
some of these people.
Keith,
That's all it takes for boomers. That's how fucking
be
idiot
fair-
they are. That's how little it fucking takes to be like, see, I got that one piece of evidence I needed to counter the mountain of reality that's coming down around me. There's snow. There's no global warming.
I mean,
Which is,
here's
by
the
the
nice
way,
part, though.
literally what our president says. He's like,
No.
oh, it's chilly out today. I guess climate change isn't real, as real tweets he makes. Fucking idiot child.
I mean, he also doesn't know. He doesn't know. Where,
I'm more
he doesn't know
tolerant of
basic
religious
geography.
people. I know there's a
doesn't
Venn
know-
diagram here, but I'm more religious of fucking religious. I'm more tolerant of religious people than fucking Trump supporters. Jesus fucking Christ, this child.
My Venn diagram's really easy. It's just human and anime. And the respect bubble only exists in the anime one, and the human one's left to fall and die because I can't respect people. But
I'll just say directly to the camera, if you don't like that I don't like Trump, unsubscribe and leave my Patreon if you're on it. It's fine. Go ahead. I won't miss you, because if that's a deal breaker for you, fine. I don't want to hear it. You're so far gone. You're making
so
the, you're
far gone.
you're making the
I
entire
don't-
you're making the goddamn world worse. Jesus fucking Christ.
I feel like some of these people are just pitiable. Like, they are people who are just so wrapped up in a
Oh,
world that they think they belong
Jesus,
in,
I am
and
sorry.
they have no idea.
I am sorry,
like-
chat.
That's yeah.
Just saying, if you're worried about Trump, you should see Bolsonaro here. Yep. Yep, that's a
I don't
thing.
need to, because
have fun with
guess who-
Bolsonaro. Jesus
Because
fucking
guess
Christ.
who Trump said is a really good guy?
And like people, and
Bolsonaro.
they're able to convince so many people that this is a force for good. Like it was interesting seeing the time that last week tonight did an episode on Bolsonaro had more dislikes than any of the videos he's ever done on Trump. Because the cult was in full force of like the sheer number of people that are like completely in support of him, and it's like, oh Jesus, that's a whole thing to unpack. That was the one where WhatsApp created the huge problem, right? Where it's just like you could just be in a bubble of misinformation indefinitely and have no idea what's actually happening.
Oh, yeah.
Meanwhile,
I mean,
he's
that's-
literally on the news saying shit like you're so ugly, I wouldn't even rape you and stuff like that. And then he's like the leader of their government, and it's like ice. That's a real thing that happened.
Yeah. Well, to be. I mean, I guess it's
Don't
not
don't
to be
say
fair.
that sentence. Don't say to be fair. After
unfortunate.
that,
It's very unfortunate.
there is no
it's
to be
unfortunate
fair.
that- I meant like I was just gonna say like.
You mean
be
to the
fair, I'm
people,
not
not
surprised.
Bolsonaro.
Be good.
Yeah, I'm not
Yeah.
surprised that he would say that because he is a monster of a human. But,
That's a weird. To be fair, he is a monster.
Well, I mean, it's not surprising. He's never been shy about being a total shithole.
Yeah.
Like that's what I don't understand. Like Trump's the same way. He wasn't
Yeah.
like no one's shocked that Trump came into office and fucking shit on the walls. This is like we saw this could have happened. He did it in every company he's ever owned. He did it in every TV show he's ever been in. And then suddenly he did it in the White House and people were like, "My word, this Trump guy. I could have sworn he was a businessman. What happened here?"
Oh yeah,
The
because people
fucking-
thought he was a successful businessman.
Because fucking
Which was-
boomers
which-
have amnesia. Constant
I'm so-
grade A amnesia.
So that was the confusing
fuck?
part of my life was that
Live
I
their
grew
life like
grew
that.
up for decades with the idea that Trump was a comedy. Like he was this hilarious, inept idiot man
I
who was
fucking
always
did
wrong.
too.
And like
I do not
but
remember a single
my
person
parents
taking
thought
him seriously.
that. The media thought that. Everyone was like, "Oh my god, Trump's such a fucking cartoon character idiot."
Right?
Every show ever would make fun of him for decades because he was just he's just a
He's
nothing.
a clown.
But what happened is that he co-opted the Obama birtherism movement, and then that made him really heavily supported on one side of the political spectrum because he was constantly questioning whether or not Obama was an American citizen. And then he became part of the political machine, so now half the country kind of just had to start taking him seriously, even though they grew up thinking he was a fucking clown because he always has been.
And they fucking doubled down
and
because
so
the
people have just
alternative-
kind of like they kind of just let themselves stop remembering the entire life of knowing that he was a weird idiot this whole time. He's always been known as the guy who just inherited wealth and never could earn it and could never actually like run his businesses, pulling out like Trump steaks that he sells at like the mall and shit like that, and like every other company he does falls apart. And he's always been known as a weird clown until the moment it was politically expedient to stop thinking of him as a clown, and then all those people just had to forget.
They didn't forget. They lied to themselves. They told themselves that he's going to be different. He's going to do what we want. And what they wanted was a fucking idiot.
And
what
this
they
is
got
part-
was
this
a
is
fucking
part of where
idiot,
the-
and now they have to deal with it.
This is part of where the political machine comes in with like Fox News and the fact that he calls everything but Fox News fake news and directs everyone towards there. And Fox News is this basically sanctioned by the state, like actual propaganda machine designed to specifically prop up our massive liar of a president through
Well, the problem
specific
is that-
endorsement constantly. And like, so they just
becomes a
warp
First Amendment
reality.
problem.
So for the years leading up to the election, you literally get into a bubble of a false reality where nothing that's true matters because they spin everything to make Trump look good and everyone look like lunatics, which is why it's and they've done that the entire presidency to the point where people who that are Trump supporters often literally don't know all the problems because Fox News just filters reality for them, and they won't listen to anyone else because everyone else is fake news. Meanwhile, they'll all say stuff like, "Oh, it's Orwellian," and "Oh, 1984, oh, Big Brother," and make these weird claims as if they're not literally living in that bubble, self-inflicted in the case of Fox News, where they literally have state-mandated media that spins to make your fascist president look like a good man.
I love the idea
Like,
that people are
Jesus
sitting in like
fucking Christ.
I love the idea that people are sitting in like there's a person in the Blade Runner world watching a movie of Blade Runner and going like, "Man, wouldn't that fucking suck to live in that?" Like they're just sitting there oblivious to their fucking hell. Like
But it's such an experience just watching people just not know reality to the point where like I have to walk back these ideas of like David Hogg, actually being a student of the place that of the shooting because they live in a different reality where they can just absorb these insane things. And that's why it's suddenly reasonable for Tucker Carlson to be interviewing fucking Dave Rubin about how the California's on fire because they're okay with gay people and want black people to have jobs or whatever. It's the SJWs are the reason why the entire state is burning all the time. Like
I
that's
really don't understand
that
who-
flow of non-argument that doesn't even begin to have a logical connection flies on that audience because that's the kind of channel that is. That's the same people that literally ran an expose fucking interview about how Mass Effect is a pornographic game where you customize your fembots to fuck and it's sold to children.
Yes.
And then people will watch this.
And their entire lineup of hosts to discredit that was just
they brought
what was his
on
name?
they brought on the they
Adam
brought on
Sandler.
the what? They brought
Adam
on the guy.
Sandler. Or not Adam Sandler.
No, what? What?
What the fuck
No,
is that guy's
they
name?
brought on the Spike TV guy or whatever. The guy does all the Jeff Keighley. They brought on Jeff Keighley to shout over him and never let him speak. So that whole interview is so fucking painful to watch because Jeff Keighley is the only person who's played Mass Effect and has any information about the entire topic that they're talking about, and he knows exactly what he's talking about. They just literally won't let him talk at all.
Yeah.
Like they just won't even let him begin to speak.
They invited him because they're trying to be in good faith. That's
Yeah,
their way of saying,
so they
like,
can just
"See, we
shout
brought
over him."
We brought experts on, and then he's like, actually, it's a game for kids that has porn. It's like, no, actually, yes. It's
Yeah.
Like, well, can I say anything?
It's like you
That's
play
why that's why it's funny.
you play
when
the
people
game
do
for like
this shit.
40 hours, and then once at the end of the like 80% of the way through the playthrough, there's a PG-13 sex scene with zero
Right?
nudity.
Look, trust me, if Mass Effect had titties in it, I would be playing it all the time. It does not. It has nothing in it.
If Mass Effect
boring.
had titties in it. what a fucking sentence.
I would be all over that game, but it doesn't. You know what does have titties in it? Or not titties, boobies. Is Trump's face. It's just two fat boobies where his cheeks are.
Outrage culture on social media. Yeah. The myth is the idea that it's like a leftist SJW thing, as opposed to literally always everyone always shouting everything on the internet all the time.
What?
Everyone's outraged all the time. There is no political side to it. By which I'm not saying it's not political. I'm saying that there's like the biggest fucking heist was convincing anybody that it's like, oh, it's just the shrill SJWs that complain about outrage things all the time and nobody else is ever mad at stuff. As opposed to the fact that like literally everyone is always shouting about politics all the time on the internet.
I have to say, you know who doesn't give me anxiety are SJWs, because at least they don't threaten to kill people with guns. Like, anytime you threaten a boomer, it's like, I'm gonna kill you with my AR-15. It's like, why? Why do you have to fucking use a gun? Like, why can't we debate this like a fucking democracy?
Oh yeah, all the mass shooters that are on the right, but people on the left have thrown milkshakes, and that's equally bad.
Right? Dude, people are lactose intolerant. You can't throw fucking milkshakes at people.
That's equally bad. Someone threw a milkshake at somebody. That's
You're gonna get the cancer.
Mm-hmm.
I'm sure there's like a Proposition 65 on that.
Literal
Glass of milkshake?
Nazis marched in Charlottesville and killed someone, but you know Antifa's equally bad because they threw some milkshakes at people and did some protests. And once
anti-fascist.
Remember when Richard Spencer got punched and there was a giant debate about whether it's okay to punch Nazis?
Yeah.
Like,
and then do you remember that people were posting a picture that literally had
Meanwhile, he
Uncle
just went
Sam
on a giant
punching
anti-Semitic rant like yesterday, and like Milo Yiannopoulos leaked it because that's a weird choice. But like yeah, it turns out the guy everyone was saying was Nazi is a Nazi. Weird how you threw your cards in with him. Weird how you were bending over so far backwards about the literal Nazi that still exists, because they still exist, by the way.
Well, yeah, and they're still
and they
fine.
literally
like
admit
nothing's
it.
wrong with them. They're not. They have the freedom to be a Nazi, and that's like the weirdest thing to say ever, because we fucking specifically stomped them out severely. Like, if they're free to be Nazis, why did we kick their fucking ass in World War II? Probably because fascism isn't cool, bro. Like, the fuck? Why do you have to explain? Did people not actually go to school?
Let's see, where is it?
Is this acceptable? Like, people keep
That's
telling me like
we'll
Nazis were socialist.
We'll close this wildly controversial stream with a video recommendation. If you're somebody who somehow doesn't think Nazis are around anymore, there's a nice YouTuber named Sean, and he made a video called Charlottesville, the True Alt-Right, and it's a 1-hour breakdown of the self-incriminating video from all the Nazis. Because you see, a bunch of the Nazis, like all these social media people that people like, oh, they're just on the right. They're just, it's just as bad on both sides, is what Trump said and stuff like that. Yeah, all those literal Nazis, because they're so fucking proud of themselves, were live streaming Charlottesville. So they were streaming while they were there. And so all this footage, hours and hours of footage incriminating them, is on the internet. And of course, afterwards, they eventually realized, wait, that was a bad idea, and they took it down. But Sean has all of it, so
internet
he made a
forgets,
he made a 50-minute documentary about the very self-incriminating shit, like stuff like people literally like fanboying about like KKK wizards and like actual Nazis, like, oh my god, he's here, oh my god, I mean, disavow, like that kind. They literally say stuff like that, like they're so excited to meet their celebrity crushes of hate, but then they're like, oh god, disavow, because they're supposed to disavow those people because they're so extreme and so bad. And they're walking around with, like, all of their actual Nazi flags, but not the Nazi flag, but like all the variations they've come up with over the years. And they're shouting out all of their slogans and things that are all dog whistles for Nazis. And it's all like incredibly straightforward. And people,
their parents,
and
their
people
parents see them
don't
making these Nazi flags,
yeah.
and they're just like, that looks beautiful.
And
honey.
let's
You
just be
making that for
clear.
arts and crafts?
Nobody gets to pretend ignorance anymore, because there's literally video evidence from the people themselves, which they then took down out of shame because they realized it was bad that they had that video evidence of them being Nazis. So if you somehow are sheltered enough to think that this isn't a real thing that's happening and a real problem, fucking educate yourself, you rube. You lazy ass rube. The evidence has been around for years, and you're just pretending it's not there because it's inconvenient to you.
Whatever happened to that
this
really
shit's a
cool
problem.
guy who exterminated the SJWs from existence? That's why they don't exist
May the
anymore.
eternal sun.
But no, let's
What's his
get
face?
mad about a woman being in Battlefield 5.
What was that guy's name? The
Anita
one who-
Sarkeesian's the real villain,
The one.
not
who,
the
wait a second.
Nazis that murder people.
That's triggers. Don't say that. You're gonna trigger the gamer gates, and then they're gonna flood again. No. Who
Well,
was
this
that
has
one
been
guy?
this has been a 3-hour-long channel canceling video. I'm just gonna
Is that
put
guy
up as
still
just
around?
gonna put up as one video so it could be more easily missed.
Do you remember?
Maybe
Who's
they'll
that
just-
one guy that goes?
maybe
That,
they'll
goes,
just
that was
miss this
going around and
episode.
like stomping out, or like arguing with SJ. Richard.
What are you talking
What's
about
his
now? We're supposed
Remember
to.
the guy?
We have to
that
go to
one-
bed. What are you talking about now?
Yeah, hold on. Richard. Is it Richard?
We've been
Spencer?
going for too long.
No, not Richard.
No, Richard Spencer's the Nazi,
Yeah, that's a
white
Nazi.
supremacist.
No, he is an active
Not an
American
exaggeration.
neo-Nazi and white supremacist.
Yeah,
so
not
please
literally
get your
not an
terminology right.
exaggeration.
He's not a Nazi. He's a neo-Nazi. It's different. He's new and improved. He's a better Nazi.
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine calling yourself a better Nazi?
Oh, oh, you mean a neo-Nazi?
Yeah, like you're just
Uh.
you're like, I'm not a Nazi. I'm a neo-Nazi. I've gotten better.
I
at
get
it."
the
It's
vague
like,
idea
what?
this video won't be monetized
What?
because the
No,
the
don't
transcript.
put any of these in the titles.
The transcript of us talking is gonna pick up us saying Nazi 500 times. That's gonna be enough. And then the video's not
That's
monetized.
racist. Maybe I
That's
just
how it
have an
works.
accent.
Weird.
Nazis nuts. Nazis.
I was talking
don't- I-
about Nancy.
I don't want these. These not these. No, we know the one guy that was decrepit. He looks kind of like if the Doctor Who character, the old Doctor, like if he got really spun out on cocaine.
The fuck are you talking about?
That guy that used to go around arguing with people on colleges. Remember, he made like a book about how to defeat.
Are you talking about Ben
SJW.
Shapiro?
No, not Ben Shapiro.
Oh, Jordan Peterson.
Jordan Peterson. There you go.
Jesus.
Is that guy still around?
Yeah, he got deplatformed off of Patreon, which cut him off a bunch of money, but not enough.
Oh my god, look at him. He looks so sad now. What happened? Oh no, he looks really disheveled. Jesus Christ. Look at him. my
He
God.
put
Oh,
out
I
a
gotta-
book
can I bring this on
recently
this?
that's like a workout book with his daughter or something that looks so photoshopped and weirdly fake. It's bizarre. It's a fucking bizarre cover.
Maybe that's why he looks so disheveled. He couldn't take the workout. It was too much. Too much for his boomer bones. What is
Boomer bones. I remember when Jordan Peterson unironically claimed that the only reason anyone has civil discussions ever is because it can be backed up with violence, and all men, if the discussion becomes unreal, they can always hit each other. And the reason why you can't have a civil discussion with women is because you're not allowed to hit them. So it's really the job of other women. It's really the job of other women to control the women. So you women need to control the women because they're being unreasonable to me. And we can't have a civil discourse because it's not backed up by the threat of violence the way that male interactions are. Is a real thing, he said. Among 500 other stupid things he said, because he's an idiot, just like Ben Shapiro. Facts don't care about your feelings except for all my feelings. I'm full of feelings and zero facts.
Wait a second, is that true? Can I?
These are real quotes that people say.
Is every argument?
They're fucking idiots.
There's a threat
They're
of violence in every argument?
they're incredibly facetious garbage people.
Wait,
Global
so
warming's
is it okay-
not real, but if it is real, won't you just sell your home to the people that like living underwater?
Oh yeah, I love Ben Shapiro's
Ben
argument of
Shapiro's like, why
well,
don't you
why
just
wouldn't you just
why
sell
don't you
the
just
house
sell
if
your
it's
home?
gonna... He's like, who the fuck is this? Who's selling it to? Atlanteans, you motherfucker? What's going on
Meanwhile,
here?
they're propped up as being good at debates or smart or whatever because they fucking
Oh no.
they
I don't wanna
stand
watch
in a
video of
fucking
them. No.
college auditorium with a giant audience that supports them and and stand on stage in a position of power where they also control the entire discourse. Meanwhile, one person feebly holds up a microphone to somebody else's face to give them the permission to ask a question, and they call that a fucking debate. And
Look
like,
at this man.
Ben Shapiro crushes completely unprepared student in debate where they're not allowed equal footing, and the entire audience actively intimidates them every time they speak, but also he doesn't even get to have his own microphone, just somebody awkwardly holds one out for them, kind of. Meanwhile, Ben Shapiro cuts them off at every opportunity and all this other shit. It's like, meanwhile, Ben Shapiro isn't actually making good faith arguments. He just has good media training, and is good at driving a crowd to make himself look clever by making snide jokes at the expense of the poor student that's brave enough to try to talk to him, even though Ben Shapiro is actively losing the argument and no one can tell because he knows how to make people not fucking notice that he's not saying anything. Oh, I've encountered somebody recently in my normal social circles that liked Ben Shapiro and Jordan Peterson, and I'm like, we're gonna have a fucking chat.
I have a coworker.
You
that
have been you have been uncritically consuming content that has allowed you to believe that the stuff is even vaguely intelligent, and these people are fucking incompetent. They're snake oil salesmen.
I walked in on a coworker watching one of Ben Shapiro's videos in like seriousness, and I had to like take a moment to just like not say anything because I was like, I don't know what to say to you. Like,
Oh yeah, that's
this
another quote
acceptable?
that Jordan
Like-
Peterson said: "Is women only wear makeup to simulate sexual arousal, and all forms of makeup are just to turn on men. And how dare you be a woman around men? You deserve all the harassment because you're wearing anything."
Wait, what?
Yes,
Wait,
those are all real things that he said.
Does he assume that like
He says it in more
being
opaque language that makes him
bisexual
sound
or
vaguely
lesbian or
smarter,
gay
but
doesn't
he's a
work?
garbage man.
I mean, look, I have his picture up. He is very disheveled. Look at this man. Someone needs to pick up your grandpa. He's at the hospital, and he's very upset and very confused. Someone pick up this man and bring him home and give him a bath. He looks so disheveled.
Give him a bath.
Look at him. He looks like a fucking homeless guy with a suit on. What happened here? I thought he had money. Wasn't he rolling in that right dough? What happened here? I need a documentary video.
I mean,
on
he's set
the
for life
fall.
already. He was making like the annual wage of most people per month on Patreon, in addition to having several books that he was selling and stuff. So he's set.
He blew it. He blew all that money. I guarantee you. Guarantee you.
Here's the inherent dumb thing too: is people will talk about like he's so good because like he's so calm and he's so secure and like he doesn't yell when he debates people. But the other person, they start shouting and they're so like shrill and angry, and why can't they be reasonable? And it's like, well, he is a straight white man with a mountain of money and a literal institution behind him because he's a college professor. He has literally all the power, and his arguments are about how like trans people should lose rights and things like that, and like or don't exist and are illegitimate. And he's literally attacking the foundation of marginalized groups and their right to exist in society alongside other people. So yeah, turns out when somebody's actively threatening you and attacking you, you might get a little elevated. Where he has the privilege of being this calm, cool, collected guy because he's literally has 0 things at risk.
Oh my god, he has children?
The more garbage he is, the more money he makes. So he literally can't go wrong in the conversation, whereas the other person is fighting for their life to an extent. But yeah, it's so cool how he's so calm and collected. And that the SJW is just so fucking shrill and angry. How unreasonable of them. Triggered, am I right? It's like, yeah, if you actively erode the foundation of somebody's right to live in their society, they might get a little emotional, as it turns out.
What?
I'm gonna blow your fucking mind.
How the fuck does it... I don't...
Anyway, we have to go. I have to go play Silent Hill.
Yeah. Sorry,
I have
I'm looking
recording
up
to do.
I was looking at Peterson's daughter's Twitter.
I'm gonna upload this
and
entire video as one video.
She's talking about how she's impressed by a diet book recommendation for the carnivore diet, which I didn't know was a thing.
The
And
what
apparently
diet?
A carnivore diet.
Oh, I thought you said the comic book diet. I'm like, what the fuck you say to me?
No, the carnivore diet, where you basically you get to dunk on those vegetarians because all you eat is fucking meat.
Oh, one of those
That's it.
ones.
You just eat meat, fish, and other animal food products like eggs and certain dairy products. It excludes all other foods though, including fruits, vegetables,
sounds like the
legumes,
paleo diet.
grains, nuts, and seeds. You
And
cannot
other
eat fucking anything.
Awkward fads.
Well, no, it's actually just you're killing yourself. You can't do that. That's
like-
that's.
It's like the
terribly
anti-Stephanie.
I mean, well,
Because Stephanie
but-
and Bert are both vegetarian.
that's not healthy either. You got to eat some meat.
She's made it this far.
Well, I mean, you're not gonna die. I'm just saying your body's not happy.
Yeah.
You need to eat some
Stephanie's
bits
been a
of-
vegetarian since she was 6.
That's impressive.
Yeah, she
I've
started
been-
young. She was telling me about how like she was like having to stop her mom because her mom was telling everyone that she was a vegetarian at 6. And it's like, no, I tell people 10 because they won't believe me. Like she literally lies about how long she's been a vegetarian because telling people 10 makes them believe her more. Because they literally
fair.
won't believe her. She says she's been a vegetarian
What can
since
I
she
do
was
for you?
6, which is fascinating to
Safe
hear.
travels.
I mean,
I don't know. I don't know why I
when
logged
was
onto my
6
Paladin. I'm not gonna play WoW right now. I'm going to play Silent Hill.
I think when I was 6, I was
It's because you
probably
won't go to
really
bed. That's
dedicated
why I
to
logged
candy.
on.
Yeah. I had a candy diet.
You have a candy diet. You had a Mountain Dew diet until you fucking melted your stomach lining.
I still.
So you're not in much of a position to judge other people's diet choices.
Sure, I can. I
You-
can judge anybody.
You jump-started the just kill yourself diet.
Hey, look, I watched a guy at work talk about how hard Ramadan was, and it was very hard not to laugh because I do it. I do hardcore Ramadan. I just don't eat. Good luck, son.
How reasonable. What a great plan.
It's working out pretty well so far.
So
far,
I
I
just
have-
blew lay on hands.
I've bought so many points into heaven because I didn't eat food.
So
Got
many
a
points
super-
into heaven. What the fuck
got
are
a
you
super-
saying? Go to sleep.
Shadow, let's go to sleep.
Go to sleep.
Go
Good
to
night,
sleep.
everybody. Apologies.
I don't apologize for anything I said.
I know that. We all know that.
Vote blue, eat
Don't.
the rich.
You've changed over the course of the last 8 years, by the way.
Well, yeah, because I actually started learning.
Thinking about it.
Well, you have to grow up at some point. You can't just keep
Yeah.
being a child and going, the world doesn't matter. Fuck, I'm nihilist. It's like,
your politics were garbage when you were 22.
Because I was 22. I was garbage. Like,
You're like, I don't want to pay for nobody else's health care. Government
well, that's because I didn't have a
handouts.
concept of how healthcare or economy works. Then I
Yeah.
realized that I'm already paying. I'm paying for other people's healthcare inadvertently anyway. But I would rather pay for it than say pay for a $17 billion aircraft carrier without a fucking loading bay. Like that's what I would prefer to spend my money on is like people rather than murdering people.
That'd be
'Cause it makes no
nice.
sense murdering people.
Wow,
Actually,
we
I would rather spend more money
wow,
on
we haven't
space.
got a
Go
dislike
to
yet.
space.
I just
mean-
opened the stream and there isn't a dislike on it. That's surprising.
Because we're not wrong.
I might be right about the idea of the. Admittedly, this is just the handful of people in the stream, but I might be right to some extent about the demographic filter.
Yeah.
It's like, well, the particular people that watch me might be filtered down to a different subset than the overall world, where this is a lot of these are more much controversial. Still not correct how you were like, the Chinese, the education didn't take. Kill them. That was a weird line.
What? Wait, what?
That was, yeah, that was a thing you said earlier.
I didn't say kill the Chinese. I was saying that putting our or doing the embargoes on China subsequently also hurts Hong Kong, and hurting Hong Kong economically.
No, it's you were talking about the killing endangered animals to grind up boner pills.
Oh yeah.
And you were like, education didn't take. You're just gonna have to kill them. Was basically what you said. I'm like, all right.
Oh yeah.
At the time, I was like, I should remove that. That was rather uncalled for. And then the rest of the stream happened. I'm like, all right.
That was
Well,
lead-in.
there's no
See,
saving. There's no
if
saving
you say
this.
something completely insane in the beginning and then
They'll be
go
busy
on to things
arguing
are
that,
factual.
and then they can't deal with all the
Yeah.
other things you said, which is what Trump does.
Exactly. It's called diversion tactics. Or another way to call it is the Republican playbook.
What, we're talking about Innuendo Studios now?
What?
Oh, have you not seen that channel yet?
No.
Oh, well, have fun.
I recently
That's a really good channel.
I recently fell down a hole of
He also sounds like that guy that used to
videos.
write on the back of like a transparent paper to draw his life. Remember that guy? Lev. Draw like the sad cartoons.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he sounds like that guy. It's really distracting.
Oh,
That guy's been
oh,
gone forever.
Wow.
Yeah, I'll send you a link. That's a really good channel. Good night, everybody. This was a mistake.
Oh hey. Look at that.